All right, we live.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. As y'all know, we go live every Sunday noon to talk basketball and the GOAT conversation. We are here again with another great episode. So thanks for joining us. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share the content. Also, don't forget to view our membership. GOAT James Kingdom membership, and check out the perks. Join our membership and you'll get exclusive perks and exclusive merchandise available to you guys as we're coming up with new content and new information for you. We'll even be dropping new videos this week exclusively for our members. So you guys go ahead and check us out. But thanks again for joining us. We see Twin Man is here as usual. Peace, Twin Man. B. Lee's getting everything ready for everybody. This week's show, we're going to talk about the expectations of Michael Jordan's career and LeBron James' career. As you guys know, we've always talked about different aspects of the GOAT conversation. We like to stick to stats and accolades and achievements, but here is something that we can measure, even though it's a subjective matter. We're going to talk about the favorites, the Vegas odds set up for LeBron James and Michael Jordan's team. And we're also going to just break down where they would be ranked at as far as power rankings in the preseason, going into each season for their careers, and see who really had the highest expectation, and if any one of them was actually able to exceed such expectations that were set on them. So we got a great show for you, Brandon. What you got anything to say for everybody?
No, let's just go ahead and get into it and talk about what we got to talk about.
All right. Well, before we get to that, we normally do our weekly update for the standings. We don't have the standings this week because the big news is Kevin Durant is out for another 2 to 3 weeks with an ankle sprain. He sprained his ankle in the layup line before a game this week, and he is going to be out. And it is definitely big news because obviously him going to Phoenix changed the odds of everything. Everybody had them as the clear-cut favorites on paper. Talking about favorites. But now with him being out, we don't know what's going to happen. The NBA is already wide open as it's been all year. Now it's definitely even more wide open. What up, Craig?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
That's
Yeah,
good,
good,
man.
Craig.
Yeah, man. So I know, Brandon, you spoke about it earlier in the week on your show. Just go ahead and rehash what you were speaking about and what you felt about Kevin Durant's injury and what's going to happen from here on out with the rankings and what you expect from the NBA teams.
Yeah, I know for me, the Suns is probably one of the two favorites along with Denver at the moment. But with Kevin Durant being out, they're not gonna really make up too much ground. I'm not sure if him being there for 1 to 2 weeks before the playoff start, KD could fit in anywhere he goes to, so it might not be too much of a problem because he's just a different type of player. But I still think they needed more time to gel, not just offensively, but defensively, since they all lost their some of their key players. So he needs to be in there so he can gel.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree, man. What you think about it, Craig? I think you spoke about it earlier with Brandon. What you think about KD's injury?
I mean, he's just, I don't know. He just can't stay healthy ever since he left Golden State. And even with Golden State,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
his
right
last
before
5
Golden
years,
State. Yeah.
it's right. He plays like once December passes, it's up in the air if he gonna make it to April. He'll get you to December, but after December, it's a flip of a coin.
I mean, it's flip of a coin. It's. I mean, talk about being unfortunate too as well. I mean, I always say I don't know how these guys play ball with these low top sneakers like they do, and all of Kevin Durant's sneakers have always been low top. All his signature sneakers. I don't know how they play ball like that. I used to play ball with the Air Force Ones, like Rasheed Wallace ones with the straps and everything. Like I used to really, because I got my ankle sprained a few times playing ball, and it's nothing nice. But him being out 3 weeks is funny because LeBron was out 3 weeks, right, for the same injury, and people were saying he was faking it. But everybody says, Kevin Durant gets a pass, I guess. But it definitely hurts their chance, right? Because that was their thing, right? They needed him. They're sitting fourth right now. But again, the West is tight. The teams that are behind them from the eighth seed is only 3 games behind them. So they still have about 15 games left, something like that. It definitely changes the odds. So I mean, Sacramento's still playing good. Memphis lost Ja Morant. We don't know when he's coming back.
Mhm.
Golden State is up and down. Same thing with Dallas. The Clippers seem to have caught their stride. And the
Kawhi
Lake
had
and
38 yesterday.
yeah, and the Lakers are balling. So the West is up in the air. But KD's injury was definitely big, man. So do you think that's it for his career, though? Is this it of him being a top 5 player in the NBA? That's it. Next year when we go into NBA, we're going to say KD is a top 5 player.
I think he
Yeah,
still is.
yeah, he'll
I
still be
think
top five.
talent
He
wise,
just won't be healthy.
talent wise, he is. But throughout the season, he's probably won't ever make a like all NBA first team again because he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, he won't have play
So
enough games to qualify.
yeah, he hasn't in the last 4 years. He hasn't played enough games to qualify for anything.
Yeah. And what's it called? Got hurt in the layup line too, because Twin Man talking about him getting hurt in the layup line.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
Kaminga got hurt.
Kuminga from Golden State.
Kaminga got hurt in the layup line as well too, doing the same thing. I don't know what these guys are doing. I don't know what they're wearing. I don't know if they taping up right. I don't know if they're just working out too much. But that's that. I mean, what's his name?
Nothing to do with spraying the ankle on warm ups. That's just a freak incident.
What's it called too? Even the Alonzo Ball, he sprained his ankle doing just a simple move, and it's just like his ankle just buckled on him. I mean, you're right. It happens. It happens. Twin Man said he can't wait for Denver to be exposed in the playoffs. I swear.
The ball fault was he was having that ball of brand shoes on. That's what messed up his ankle.
There you go, talking about people's shoes. There you go, talking about people's shoes. Well, all right. So the second big thing before we get to our topic of the show is obviously somebody just brought it up here. Is LeBron James was accused of PED use.
Man, that's fake, man.
By
about it.
Huh?
It's
well,
fake.
People want to hear our take on it. Obviously, the UFC fighter, I don't know how to say his name, Chael Sono said that him and LeBron James have the same dealer, which I find funny because I wanted to know how you and LeBron James have the same dealer, how you know this, how is that? But again, the LeBron haters are out here saying it. He's using PEDs. He's never failed the test. He's never really, LeBron doesn't look like anybody that's on steroids. I mean, he hasn't gotten bigger in his career to where you could say it's outrageous. He's actually got slimmer in the last couple of years.
That's because he stopped using PEDs, I guess.
Oh, that's why he's getting hurt, right? Because he stopped using the PEDs. He stopped using
Apparently. Apparently.
He ain't no PEDs, man.
Okay, so I mean, I guess we all on talk. Like I said, we talk basketball. We don't talk narratives, man. That's a stupid narrative. There is no proof LeBron James has ever done anything of this sort. And if you think LeBron James himself is dealing with a PED drug dealer himself, for anybody to know that LeBron James is doing anything, I mean, come on, man. The guy has doctors. He has enough money.
For clicks.
Huh? That's for clicks.
That's for clicks.
That's for clickbaits. That's for clickbaits.
He got his 15 seconds of fame that he never had in UFC.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Make sure y'all hit the like buttons, man. Make sure y'all check out our memberships. Like I said, we got special perks, everybody. Thanks for joining us, man. Everybody on Facebook, you guys can find us there. We're also on TikTok, Twitter, and obviously right here on YouTube, where we go live every Sunday to talk basketball. So let's get right on to it, man. We're going to talk about the favorites because Brandon, Brandon brought up the idea of, the road, right? The tougher road a couple of weeks ago. And what was brought up was the idea of LeBron James losing championships that he was favored to win. And obviously we all know the odds or the favorites are done by Vegas. It's not really based on anything basketball orientated. But they still have, odds that they do every preseason to tell you who's going to be the champion, right? We all know betting is a part of sports. So what I did was I collected up some information from Michael Jordan's career and LeBron James' career. You got Michael Jordan's graph?
Let me bring it up.
All right. So this is Michael Jordan's graph. I didn't use LeBron James or Michael Jordan's first 2 seasons because obviously they joined 2 teams that were not, going to be anything starting off. Nobody expect rookies to actually change anything real fast. So, and especially Michael Jordan's 86 year, he was actually hurt. So as of 87, what the Bulls were actually favored to be was the 20th team in NBA, all across the board. They were expected to be 11th in the conference, but they ended up being 8th. They ended up being the 8th seed. So they actually exceeded expectations in 1987 as far as what the Bulls teams was. Then in 1988, which is the infamous Jordan year where Jordan did everything for the Bulls and he was great, they were projected to be the 16th team in the league as far as being favorites in the odds. And then they were basically they were 11th. I'm sorry, they were 8th in the Eastern Conference, and then they ended up being 3rd in their conference that year. So they also exceeded expectations, or what they were favored. So if you betted on the Bulls getting at least to the second round or the third round, that would be that would be good for you, right? That's what betting is all about. But then when we go on, as you can see, 1989, the Bulls don't get favored any higher. You go to 80s, you go to 1990, it's the same thing. They were not favored to be anything in their conference, but they actually went down in 89. Their expectations were higher in 89 than any other year before, but they didn't meet those expectations. But then in 90 they did kind of pass everybody, and in 91 they ended up having the best record in the East. And they ended up making the championship round and actually winning the championship. And then from there, you get the Bulls being the number one all the way across the board. There was only one year where they ended up having the second best record in their conference, which was 93. I think the Knicks had a better record than them in 93.
The Knicks.
Yeah, it was the Knicks. And then after that, like I said, all the way to 98, the Bulls were always expected to be the best team in the league, to win their conference, to win the championship. And then when he went to Washington for those 2 years, they were expecting him to at least take them to the playoffs. And he didn't meet those expectations. But if you look at Michael Jordan's career, he was not favored that much. For somebody who always for people who always brings up, favored and what the odds are and who was favored this and favored that. I mean, even after 1990, Michael Jordan's Bulls were not favored to even win their conference. They still were not. He didn't actually become favorite until they was known for the fact that he had the best team in basketball, which was in 1992. So Michael Jordan wasn't even favored throughout his career. Through these 12 seasons, he was only favored to be the champion 5 times. So how is that? How is that something that helps Michael Jordan when most of his career he's not even favored to win the championship?
I'm surprised he wasn't higher in 90, but it's no shock that in 91 when they would have basically won the title if Pippen was healthy, but in that game 7. But 6 years being favorite to win basically is
It's 5 years.
pretty,
It's 5
pretty
years.
good.
It's
Oh yeah,
5 years.
91 they wasn't favorite. That's
They wasn't favored in 91 either.
That's kind of
wow. They wasn't favored. That was the plumbers. It's the 90s. There was a whole bunch of plumbers. They had the best team.
But after
who were favored above, about probably the Pistons.
No, the Pistons was.
And,
They had the
the old
LA.
team. The team that got old that year.
The 91 Pistons were rated ahead of them. The Lakers were rated ahead of them, and I believe they had Cleveland ahead of them in 1990. I believe it was Cleveland.
All the teams.
I'm sorry, not Cleveland. It was one of the Western Conference teams. I'm sorry, it was one of the Western.
So he
Conference
beat all the teams that was ahead of him. Oh, okay.
Well, he beat the Detroit Pistons. That was the only team that was really ahead of him. And then
you just said the Lakers.
The Lakers. Yeah, he did beat them in 91. He did. The results. He ended up having the best record. They were really the best team in the East in 91 because they ended up having.
That was basically preseason. Basically, they thought.
Yeah, these were the preseason odds. But see, what happened with 89 was because in 88 they won 50-something games, and 89 they won like 40.
Yeah, they went 45.
They went down. They regressed. They regressed in 89. So going into 90, they still had other teams. They were predicted to be 4th. They had Cleveland, New York, and Detroit ahead of them.
Yes, that narrative of a score cannot win a title was probably the reason for them being 4th.
Yeah, it started in 87 when he had that 37-point blowout.
But Brandon brings a good point up because he's the scoring champ in 87, 88, right? In 89, right? And he's also all defensive first team. He's all NBA. first team for 2 of those 3 years, and coming into 90, they still don't think Michael Jordan with the draft picks they had. Now, mind you, in 1990 they had Cartwright, which was a second round pick. They had Scottie Pippen, which was a 5th round pick. They had Stacey King, which was a 6th pick overall, right? And Scottie was the 5th pick overall. Stacey King was the 6th pick overall, and then they had Horace Grant, which was the 10th pick overall, and Michael Jordan, which was the 3rd pick overall. And that was their basically their starting roster, or their starting 5. But not really. King was coming off the bench, but they had, I think, Paxson. Paxson was a 1st round pick also for the Bulls. But either way, they had
since 85.
Either way, they like Brandon said, Michael Jordan's style of playing wasn't considered winning basketball. They didn't think the Bulls were good enough to beat anybody, especially the way Michael Jordan played. It wasn't
they had no center. Every team that won really had a big center. You can't even name who was the starting center in them times.
Pistons didn't really have a big name center either.
They had Lambeer, that's really it. But he's not that. Lambeer's not a Hall of Famer or none of that. So
yeah, he wasn't a big time center. He was a big time hacker.
According to them, he's the first.
I mean, every team that Jordan played in the finals, they didn't have a big time center, so that don't really mean much.
Yeah.
Right. Every team he had in this conference did have a big time center. They didn't have
every team. I mean, they had what? Patrick Ewing.
Yeah,
and then they had
Shaq.
Morning's not a big time center.
Oh, but another thing too, in 95, I forgot to bring that up. In 95, I'm not in 94. After Michael Jordan leaves in 94, the Bulls were 5th overall to be expectation as far as odds. They were the 5th favorite team overall to be in to win the championship after Michael Jordan left in 94. The idea that yeah, so but if we like I said, if we look at it, Michael Jordan was never favored to do anything. He was not favored to be the best. He didn't in the 80s, just like Isaiah said, no one really was worrying about Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan in the 80s. Obviously, that was clear.
Yeah, in the 80s he was, but in the 90s he was favored, which
yeah. Well, no doubt.
Obvious.
Yeah, throughout the 90s, he definitely was favored, especially from 96 and on. But again, it was funny, like you said, that he wasn't favored in 91 at all. And then let's go to LeBron.
Someone said, get your facts right. Paxson was a starter for the Spurs. Did you say something about Paxson not being a starter?
I said, when did he come on the Bulls, in 85 or something like that? I don't know. I didn't
all I said was he was a 1st round pick. They said Cartwright. Cartwright was a 2nd pick overall, but he wasn't drafted by the Bulls.
I didn't say he was drafted by the Bulls. I said he was on the 80 Bulls.
No, I'm saying somebody
said get your foul. I don't think no one said anything wrong about Paxson. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's whatever. The Bulls did a great job drafting throughout the 80s.
Yeah.
So going into 1990 season, when you had the former league MVP, the 3-time scoring champ, all NBA, all defensive player, you have Scottie Pippen, who makes the All-Star in 1990. Going into 1991, they still don't think that Michael Jordan is the best. They still have teams in front of him. You know, so they don't even have him making the finals in 91. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of that. You know what I'm saying? You can say whatever you want. These are the odds. This is what Vegas says. These are just the numbers that I found. Don't get mad at me. But let's bring up LeBron James. Now, LeBron James is in a different category. He had the unfavorable expectations. Okay. And the reason I say that is because obviously LeBron James get drafted in 2003. 2003. And he has the 04 and 05 seasons where they don't make the playoffs. He missed the playoffs by 1 game in 05. But still, he goes into the playoffs in 06. They were supposed to be the 11th best team in the league and 4th in their conference. They ended up being 3rd, so he met expectations there. In 2007, nobody had LeBron James even being in the Eastern Conference Finals. He ended up taking his team all the way to the finals and ended up being 2nd in his conference. In 2008, he regressed like Jordan did in 89. The Cavs won like 50 games, I believe, in 07, but then they won like 40-something games in 08. They were actually projected to be the best team in the East coming into 08. They ended up being 4th seed that year and losing to Boston, we all know, in the conference finals. Then in 09, he's basically nobody's expecting him to do anything, but the Cavs, they ended up being number 1. That's LeBron James, one of LeBron James' best seasons. He was the MVP of the league. But the Cavs were not projected to do anything. But from there, they had the Cavs making the finals. and they had them being the second best team after the Lakers in 2010. Obviously, he was the best team. They had the number one seed in the East, but they didn't get past Boston that year. And then the next year, from there on out, LeBron James was basically considered the best, best player all the way, or the best team was supposed to be the best team all the way to 2017, and that was only because of Golden State. So, LeBron James has no championships at this time, no nothing, but he joins Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in 2011, and they don't meet expectations in 2011, but they do meet expectations as far as winning the championship in 2012 and also in 2013. In 2014, they met their expectations as far as making the finals, but they lost the finals, which they were not actually favored to win those finals. 2014 finals were actually the Spurs were favored in the finals as far as the pre-finals odds go. But then he goes to Cleveland, and in Cleveland he becomes the number one team in Cleveland. It doesn't even make no sense. So he goes to another team with a new coach, rookie head coach, new players that never made the playoffs. Okay, and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, no matter how much of a superstar people want to call them, but he automatically makes them the number one team expected to win the championship. And then the Miami Heat go from being the number one team in 2014 to the 10th team. So they weren't even in the top 5 in expectations by just losing LeBron James. Obviously, I think they lost Ray Allen and some other people, but still, at the end of the day, they were top 10. And Cleveland in 2011 went from being the second team to being like in the 20th team after LeBron left in 2011. So LeBron James' expectations are through the roof, because even in 2017 and 2018, after Kyrie leaves, they still had him as the best team in the East. So from 2010 to 2018, those 9 NBA seasons, people projected LeBron James to be in the finals. They thought LeBron James was going to make 9 finals, which he basically did. That was his projection. That was what they were thinking. He was going to make 9 finals, and out of that, he was supposed to be 7-time champion. Like who thought LeBron James would win 7 championships? What kind of expectations are you putting on this man? No wonder why you think he failed at everything, because you guys are putting this type of expectation on LeBron. He goes to the Lakers. In 2018, the Lakers were like the 10th or 12th team expected to win the championships. He goes there and makes them the 4th team expected to win the championship, top 5, just by joining the Lakers squad. Like, the expectations on LeBron is ridiculous. Then in 2019, he gets Anthony Davis, and because of Kawhi Leonard's great 2019 season, that's the only reason they don't have him expected to beat anybody, because the Clippers is the only team that was expected to be better than the Lakers in 2020. And then in 2021, it's the same thing. Going into year 18 for LeBron James. He was projected to be the best and have the best team and win the championship. Obviously, we know he failed. And then in 2022, same thing. They had him expected to be in the NBA Finals. So if we go off of what Vegas went, LeBron James should have been in the finals. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times. They expected LeBron James to make the NBA Finals. And he was projected to win everything 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So 7 times in his career, they thought LeBron James was supposed to win a championship. It didn't matter who was his coach, what his teammates was, and he was the main factor. He made
It didn't matter.
How did it matter? How?
I could see this. I could fit this graph you posted 2 different ways, because on the other hand, as Jordan won so much and everybody questions his competition. Now I can also say, if you expect one man to win so much, then you can do the same. Like, we all know what the East was when he made the 8 straight finals.
So what it was. So all of LeBron's competition ended up being his teammates then.
You could say, I mean, it's not.
So the only competition LeBron James ever had were guys that ended up being on his team. Is that what you're saying? Because you guys make it seem like the people that joined LeBron James' team were all good. They're all great players. He got good players to join his team.
All right, so for a prime example, he lost to the Big 3 Celtics in 08. And then Ray Allen joins his team and is winning the championship with them. No one says nothing about that, but they always bring up the super team of Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Garnett. But mind you, one of the teammates, one of the players that was considered a super player on that team, wound up helping him win a championship.
Yeah, he did. He ended up winning 1 championship. Just 1.
So you can't say you can't say on one hand
he can't help. I mean, we could say the same thing with Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish helped Michael Jordan win 1 championship, and he was on a championship team that Jordan couldn't beat.
Robert Parrish, if you want to go too deep, then you can look at the actual production of both players of Ray Allen and Robert Parrish.
So now stats matter. Now we're gonna go to stats.
What do you mean stats matter? Stats always matter. The stats always matter. Not only if stats matter, it's just y'all pick and choose what stats matter.
No, I'm just telling you that LeBron James, no matter who was
in the same way how you just say names.
How does he go from having a Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in 2014, which are more established players than a Kyrie Irving and a Kevin Love, to still being the number one seed or to still the number one person to win a championship? What is it about Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love that you could equate to Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade in 2015?
Because there was both, but it was going by production wise. Kyrie was rookie of the year. Kevin Love was putting up 30-30s in Minnesota. So they say, based on the stats they was posting, if you put these three players together, this is what should happen based on who they're playing in their conference.
No, because the expectation is that you have LeBron James, you should win. No matter, because even when he was in Cleveland in 2010, they had him going to the finals. They expected him to be the best team twice without any of those players in the East. He was supposed to be in the only team that was better than him in 2010 was the Lakers because they were the champions. So even then, without Dwayne Wade, without Kyrie Irving, without Ray Allen, without Chris Bosh, without Love, without AD, he was still projected to be the best team in his conference. Without those
players you mentioned, he won the most games in the season. He won 66 games with a 38-year-old Shaquille O'Neal. So that's why they projected.
So that's what I'm saying. They projected that because they put those type of expectations on him because Michael Jordan didn't get those.
Okay, so you put a player with a person who was a Finals MVP and another person that led his team to the playoffs by himself and put them three together.
So what?
They did.
So who had a better season, the 1988 Michael Jordan or the 2009 LeBron James?
I would say the 1988 Jordan.
So why didn't they predict the Bulls and to be anywhere near what he should be? Because if we go to 1989, they don't have the Bulls even in the top. They're going to be fourth in their conference. They don't even have them like in 89. Look, they're fifth in their conference. So that's what I'm saying. What expectations were put on Jordan with the great season he had in 1988?
And that goes to we always not me, but that's what people say about the competition. All right. Like they said, that's why they say why he couldn't win in the 80s. And then all of a sudden he won in the 90s.
So in 2009, you're saying LeBron James won 66 games because he had no competition?
No, it was actually 2009. He won 61 in 2009 and won 66 in 2010. That was the last year he left.
No. He didn't win 66 in 2010. He won 66 in 2009. It was 2009. In 2010, it was a different record. But in 2009 is when that's why you said they had him projected to be the number one seed. They had the best record in 2009. They had 66 wins. You can look it up. You can look again. These are all Vegas odds. These are the expectations. Go ahead, Brandon. While I look this up, what do you think, Brandon? When I sent you the graph, I know you didn't tell me too much, but what do you think?
Well, even if you're not a LeBron fan, you could figure out that throughout his career, he was favored ever since he started winning MVPs with Cleveland when he went to the finals with 22. So this is not a shock that, Vegas, which is, wrong most of the time because they don't know how the season plays out. But just going by, what most people think, a lot of people thought LeBron could make it to the finals those years as well, so it's not a big shock either. But LeBron played a lot longer, so he's gonna be projected to go further more times than Michael Jordan, who didn't play as long as well. And Jordan was favorite 5 times and won the title 5 times, which is great. 5 out of 6 times he was favored to win the title, he always won it. So always says Jordan is one of the greatest winners of all time. There's no shock there. Jordan is, amazing.
Yeah, 2009, the Cavaliers won 66 games. Their odds were plus 1,000, and they were over and under 47 and a half games. And in 2010, they won 61 games. Their championship.
So I got it backwards.
He had it backwards. The championship odds were plus 300. Which means they were a little bit less favored, or more favored. and then their over and under was 61
No,
and a
he
half.
didn't save Jordan legacy. He just prevented a game 7. I hate that kid.
Well, I tell you who really saved LeBron James' legacy, if anything, was Kawhi Leonard and Ginobili missing free throws. But at the end of the day, bro, when I looked up these numbers, I thought it was weird. Like I said, LeBron James was supposed to make the finals 12 times, so they had him making the finals as much as Bill Russell. All right, and they had him basically winning 7 championships, which means he was supposed to win more than Michael Jordan. And the crazy thing is that the odds are basically bet, or the favorites are made to make people bet, because obviously they have to change the odds so people can bet, right? Because if it's obvious everybody's going to bet on the Heat to win, the Vegas don't make no money, so they have to make the odds so that people actually make those bets. So they know what they have to put the number at to see, what people are going to put so people can actually bet on the Heat and say, or bet on the Cavaliers. But they already know so many people believe that LeBron James is going to win. That's how great LeBron James is. Their eye test says, LeBron James is supposed to take his team to the finals every year. He's supposed to win a championship every year. Even in year 20, you guys are still expecting LeBron James to lead a team to the championship and win a championship. Still to this day.
Because y'all do that. Yeah, when you make all these
projected LeBron to win a title in a while.
There's no way you probably played with 35% of the players already. Come on, you don't make a trade every season.
Oh my God! Everybody
that's the definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Like
that's today's NBA. We see trades all the time. Westbrook's been on 3-4 teams in the last few years,
and he's insanity. Why is he keeping on a team? He's not good enough.
Because it's LeBron. They want to make sure they put LeBron in the best position to win. That's what teams do, like the Bulls did with Jordan. So LeBron is not just going to go out there with G League players and win. They want to surround with players.
Even when Jordan went to the Wizards, nobody expected Michael Jordan to do anything with the Wizards. They weren't saying, they were just like, at least he'll get him to the playoffs.
He didn't have Pepe, but
one thing.
Let me address this comment by Adrian Knight. He asked me, do I think Jordan is second all time from my personal list? I do think Jordan is second all time. John, you think Jordan's second or third?
Well, I got him third now. I actually have
third. Okay.
Yeah, I got him third. I got Will ahead of him.
Okay, and from my non-bias, when we did the numbers, Jordan came out with second, and when I did the research on all the first ballot Hall of Famers, Jordan came in second as well. So that's why I have him as second. I know Craig has him as first, second, and third. So it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
I probably would put him first, second, and put LeBron third.
but think about this though, right? Because even when he joins the Lakers in 2019, they literally have him on the Lakers with who? With Randall, Clarkson, Kuzma, Ball. He's supposed to take them to the they have him being at least the third best team in the conference, the fourth best team overall.
They was looking at what he did the prior year and thinking that these young guys are better than what he had the prior year when he went to the finals.
I mean, he went there knowing who was on there. See, that's the thing. He knows who's okay. Yeah, I'm signing there. He knows who he wants to play with.
He didn't go there just to play with those guys. He wanted to be in LA, and he knew, just like when he went to Cleveland, that they probably would not be in the finals.
Well, he knew that Cleveland is not a franchise that's about winning. You let Kyrie Irving go. How do you lose Kyrie Irving?
Yeah. After that happened, he was done with Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm done with you, Cleveland. I came back. I gave you what I wanted to give you. Now I have an opportunity to go to LA, which we all know LA will get me what I want. Which was, at the time, I keep reminding you guys, the pitch was, we're going to get you Anthony Davis. So you come to the Lakers, we'll give you the max deal. You'll have $250 million coming to you for the next about 4 to 6 years, maybe more, and you'll have Anthony Davis to help you win more championships. That's why LeBron went back to LA, and they ended up doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just people don't get it.
He colluded with the Lakers.
No, it's not colluded because the Lakers already knew they were going to go after Anthony Davis.
How? He's under contract with the Pelicans. The only thing he could do is request a trade.
Trade. It's a trade. That's what management do. They make trades.
They know he's
That's
going.
nothing new.
Okay.
It's nothing new.
So you
They
can
know,
talk
first of
about
all,
contracted players and the negotiation.
No. Listen, you can talk to agents. So as a team owner or the Lakers, they know what Anthony Davis' agent is looking for. They already have a conversation with you. Can't talk to the player. But when you're talking to LeBron James, you can list. You can list the players just like Pat Riley did. When Pat Riley sat there in front of LeBron James, he gave him a list of the players that were available to join the Heat. I can get these guys for you. I'm in the works to getting these guys. Once you join us, we're going to get this, that, and the third. You see what I'm saying? They had that. That's
it was called, AD and Kawhi in that meeting.
See, Cleveland doesn't do that. That's what y'all don't understand. Cleveland doesn't do that. Cleveland is horrible. These franchises are horrible. They got lucky. He
wanted to go home and play. I keep giving him excuses. He chooses. No one chooses for him.
He chose to go to Cleveland, and he knew he was not going to win a title that year. But he wanted to set the foundation for the following years that he could win a title. But he still ended up making it to the finals that year.
And they probably could have won it if Kyrie don't get hurt.
Kyrie and Love.
Of one of the two stay there. Exactly. They probably win the championship that year.
Two of them was out, but that's how good LeBron is. Yeah. That he could go to a lottery team and break a title to them, or go to a team that's not.
I keep saying LeBron. He never went to a team by himself. Name a team he went there by himself and he didn't win. He won a title. You can't say the Lakers because he brought.
It's him.
You can't say because he brought.
So it's LeBron's fault that he has.
Kevin Love. It's LeBron and company. It's not LeBron.
LeBron just signed not one player. They brought talent to him.
It's
Michael Jordan did not win by himself. Magic didn't win by himself. Kareem, Russell, no one wins by himself.
Do you know where the Cleveland Cavaliers were listed at in 2014 as far as the odds to do anything? Do you know where they were listed? They were listed 26.
Because LeBron and Kevin Love wasn't there.
No, you know where the Minnesota Timberwolves was listed in 2014 with Kevin Love, exactly in the 20s. So them joining LeBron James is why if they go to Cleveland, they're not making the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Are you saying LeBron could have went to Cleveland without Kevin Love and they would have
obviously because
he went to the finals without him.
In 2010, he without anybody.
I didn't got point to making. I'm talking about winning. Did he play a series in the finals without Kevin Love?
Listen, in 08, they had him top 5. In 10, they had him top 5. In 19, they had him top 5 without any stars. LeBron is the factor. From 2007 on to 2022, LeBron James has been the factor to why his team is the actual favorite to win a championship. It doesn't matter who was on his team, what coach he had. He had different uniforms, different coaches, different rosters, and was still considered the top favorite, one of the favorites to do it. LeBron James is the only main factor in all of this. And these are favorites. Again, you guys use these narratives, but again,
you're not understanding what I'm saying. He's not coming to that team by himself. He did not come with the team on it. Every time he left a team, he had another player come with him. So whether it be a year or the same season, he knew for a fact he was not be playing alone. He knew how it felt to play alone.
Playing alone? Your boy quits when he doesn't play alone.
But he won when he quit. He won when he quit.
He quit.
He won everywhere he went too.
So he only won because he had somebody. Just the way you're talking, he had somebody, but he won every time.
2011, when LeBron left the Cleveland, they didn't win anything. They didn't play. LeBron wasn't on that team no more. Jordan wasn't on his team no more. So basically, when they both left their teams didn't win.
No, when LeBron was a free agent and decided to go, he didn't leave his team. He's a free agent. He was off their contract.
Okay, if you stop playing with a team you used to play for, what is that called? You're not playing for them.
That's called being a free agent. That's what that's called. I'm a free agent. Why didn't you sign me? How can you not sign? Again, you're asking LeBron James to stay in Cleveland.
What is the difference? What is the difference if you're not playing with that team no more? It don't matter how.
Why does he have to play with Cleveland?
Why
does he have to play with Cleveland?
I didn't say
you just say he can leave. So why leaving is a negative?
I'm just pointing out the same results of them not playing on a team, no matter how they left the team, is the same thing.
No, it's
left the team.
It's
they
not
didn't
the
win.
Same thing.
How?
Jordan left the team because he knew he couldn't win. LeBron James.
You're talking about the reason he left. I'm just talking about the point that they're not on the team no more.
LeBron
See,
James.
you're using narratives.
No.
You about to explain to me why he quit.
No, I'm telling you, you're comfortable with Jordan quitting because you say he won championships. Well, LeBron James won championships, so I'm comfortable with him leaving Cleveland because he won championships.
So he won championships in 2011 when he left.
No, he lost that year. Of course
he did. Then. So it's not the same thing.
It's the same thing in 2015. It's the same thing in 2015. So so you're telling me that LeBron James had the same odds in 2015 to win a championship that he did?
No, what I'm telling you is what I'm telling you is LeBron leaving Cleveland and going to the Miami Heat is basically the same thing as Jordan leaving, retiring. He's not playing with that team no more. It's the same results, whether you retire or you free agent.
It's LeBron James going out there to try to win again. Jordan didn't want to go out there and try to win.
He's trying to win. Jordan won. That's the difference.
No. Jordan won.
That's the difference.
With somebody else. Because Jordan had somebody else. That's what you failed to realize. You act like Jordan was winning, and he just said, "You know what? I'm tired of winning. I don't want to do this no more." If that was the case, Jordan would have 8, 9 championships. Jordan did not say to himself, "I'm good with 6 championships. That's it." I don't. In fact, Michael Jordan is.
I was talking about the first retirement.
No. The first retirement, we already know why he quit, because he was tired.
See, you're using narrative. You're saying why? No. I'm saying the results of them not playing on the team no more.
Listen, when Michael Jordan left in 1994, his team was still top 5 to win a championship. When LeBron left in 2011,
did they win it?
Listen, the Cleveland Cavaliers were not favored to do anything. We're talking about
a lottery team. The Bulls won 55 games.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even close. Your man,
it's not even the same thing.
It's not the same thing. LeBron James is not leaving. LeBron James is not leaving the Bulls in '94 because he went to 3 straight championships and he's tired.
Well, that's LeBron.
LeBron's not quitting.
He never left where he's playing now.
Okay, and if LeBron
every time the Jordan stopped twice in his career, every time Jordan stopped playing with a team, he stopped playing as a winner. Every time LeBron left a team, he was a loser.
Craig, what does that mean, Craig? What does that mean?
Y'all keep saying he quit.
I don't get what that's quitting. Quitting as a winner or loser is still quitting. You can't be in the middle of doing something and like playing ball. If you're on the court and you won 5 straight games in a row and you're like, all right, Charles, I'm out. That's quitting. You got to keep playing until somebody takes you off the court. That's how you play basketball.
They had 5 chances to do it. They didn't do it.
They didn't know. They had Michael Jordan rigging teams together to do it. That's what you understand. That's the facts. But that's
you
the facts.
Using narratives, and I'm just saying
narrative.
The same example.
That's not narrative. When Michael Jordan couldn't beat Detroit, he complained to the league. They changed rules for him. That's how he started winning championships.
Narratives.
That's not narratives. That is facts. That is actual facts.
So one player benefited from the rules that applies to everybody that plays in the game.
The one player with the other Hall of Famer on his roster. Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's why. That's why.
Well, the simple thing is LeBron went to teams. If you take LeBron. If you take LeBron off of those Miami teams, they will be in the lottery. You take LeBron off the Cleveland teams, they will be in the lottery. You take LeBron off the Lakers teams, they will be, in the lottery. So LeBron makes sure that, he set his teams up to at least get deep in the playoff run, other than being a lottery.
As I said, LeBron left his teams as a loser. Jordan left his team as a winner. I mean, come on.
It don't matter when you leave the team. It's just,
just saying, because y'all putting hard on someone leaving and giving someone else a pass for leaving. It's the same thing.
Craig,
they both left their teams.
I don't get it, Craig. I don't get what you're bringing up. It's not even a part of the conversation. It's literally not even a part of the conversation. What you're bringing up has nothing to do with what we're talking about. The fact that when Michael Jordan left the Bulls, they were still top 5 favorite shows you that Michael Jordan was a part of a good team. And even with that, he wasn't favored as much to win a championship. LeBron James leaves teams and they don't even be in the only team that was in the top 15 after he left them was the 2015 Heat. Every team he
won the lottery.
They all went horrible. So
my whole point was,
he
Jordan was winning. Y'all was blaming it on his competition and didn't turn around and say he wasn't favored in that same competition. And in the same breath saying LeBron was favored and blaming his competition why he didn't succeed as
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's competition wasn't good because Michael Jordan's team was great. had nothing to do with the fact that Michael Jordan. It was the fact that the Bulls were better than the players that he had to go up against. That's what you guys don't understand. The Bulls themselves were so great because of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant, or Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, that no other team in the 90s could actually be competition.
Or the 80s, because they did play together.
No,
in
the Bulls were not competition in the 80s. As you can see, they were not competition in the 80s. They were nobodies in the 80s. And those Michael Jordan's best seasons were in the 80s. So Michael Jordan being the most productive and the most dominant player led to nothing, no results. What led to results?
With Grant and Scottie Pippen.
So Craig, I got a question. If you take Michael Jordan off those teams in the 90s, will they make the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah, make the playoffs.
Okay. All right. If you take LeBron off those early Cleveland teams, will they make the playoffs?
No, that was a lottery.
Okay. And Miami, if you take LeBron off the team, will the Heat make the playoffs?
Yeah, they did make the playoffs.
No, they didn't.
We have evidence that they was in the lottery in 2015.
They did not,
but they still made the playoffs because they missed the following year, because that's when the issues with Chris Bosh happened. They found out the blood clots.
Okay, so he was in the lottery. In the second stint, if you take LeBron off of the Lakers, off of Cleveland, would they make the playoffs?
What Kevin Love? No, because Kevin Love couldn't lead a team to the playoffs.
Okay. All right. So fast forward to the Lakers. On any time period, if you take LeBron off the Lakers, will they make the playoffs?
With AD or without AD? Without AD, no.
You can add with AD.
You could say yeah, because AD did have led the team to the playoffs.
Rondo led the team to the playoffs. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, like I say, like LeBron, if you take LeBron off the team, there's more likely that his team will be in the lottery. You take Jordan off those teams, it's most likely they would be a competitive team in the playoffs. So you just can't say that, LeBron runs and joins these super teams, because without them, they're in the lottery. So they're not really super teams. They're super teams because LeBron is on the team.
Production prior to playing with LeBron, no one kept up their production playing with him. So when you put two players,
when you take them off the team, they still in the lottery though. That doesn't really make sense then.
All right, so you have
the point is that what Brandon is basically explaining right now is that the Bulls being favored is not because of Michael Jordan, it's because of the Bulls. When LeBron teams is favored, it's because of LeBron James. That's it. That's what
he don't make his teammates better then. Because I've been hearing the narrative for 20 years.
He makes the expectations of his team super high, to where people think that if LeBron James is on your team, no matter who's on your roster or who's your coach, you're supposed to be in the finals and win the championship. That's what LeBron James basically does. That's it. Like, it doesn't matter. Vegas says it. You guys think it. We hear it all the time. You say 4 is not enough. LeBron James was supposed to win 7 championships, makes 12 finals, and have 7 MVPs. And that would be enough for y'all to make him the
So one player exceeded his expectation and one player underperformed the expectations.
One had unfavorable expectations and one had
that's how you look at it. That's how I look. We can look at it.
I want to know, how is Jordan such a great factor if majority of his career, the team he's on, is not considered to be one of the best teams in the league? I don't get it. If only 6
he exceeded expectations. He didn't.
Jordan's expectations was only be good for 6-7 years. That was it. That was the expectations. And so that's what I'm saying. That's lower standard.
What you're saying is he was only supposed to be good enough to win for 6 or 7 years.
No, I'm telling you that the expectations.
Because you said the expectations 6 or 7 years. So you pointing out he was only supposed to win. So it is about winning.
No, that's the expectation. That's what I'm saying. But LeBron James' expectations were supposed to win 7 to 8 times. That's more than That's more than Michael Jordan. Jordan wasn't even supposed to win. They didn't even have Michael Jordan making the finals 6 times. They had Michael Jordan making the finals 5 times in his career. That's it. They have LeBron's making the finals 12 times. That's unfair. That's unfavorable expectations. What player you ever thought would come into the league and make 12 finals?
So he played 20 seasons. You're supposed to make it to 12 finals. So that's 8 seasons where he was not supposed to make the finals. One person played 15 and was only supposed to make it 5. So that's 10 seasons. So how was it unfavorable?
Because you're expecting LeBron James.
One person actually exceeded their expectation in the shorter span.
One person had lower standards and expectations for. You lowered your standards for Michael Jordan. You gave excuses for Michael Jordan. You're not doing that for LeBron James. You're giving LeBron James expectations that you don't do for nobody else, including the guy you consider to be the GOAT.
Because Jordan didn't switch teams 3 different times in his career looking for the best player. That's why he wasn't favorable.
But you want to bring
if I go play with a Finals MVP,
so why did your boy quit? Why don't he play 99 and show everybody he can? No, because the expectation
has nothing to do with it.
Michael Jordan being the GOAT, 6 championships is not enough. He should be able to. He has to win 7 because Kareem has 6 and Russell has 11.
Kareem wasn't the best player for all 6.
No, because you guys don't want nobody to be the player but Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the GOAT after 3 championships. Some people tell he was the GOAT.
Well, he still had more final MVPs than at 3 championships than Kareem.
With the finals MVP again, Michael Jordan's goal was
never to just win 6 championships. We talking about
we're talking about expectations. You're saying Michael Jordan's expectations was 6 championships and he reached it. My point is
you just showed the graph where he was supposed to be favored for 5 and he won 6, so that's exceeding.
No, again, I'm telling you that he wasn't expected to win because Michael Jordan had low standards. They had low standards for Michael Jordan. Nobody was expecting Michael Jordan to win 5 or 6 championships. That was what he was predicted through his preseason.
That sounds like the David and Goliath thing, right?
No, my point is
to do something and they get more than what you expect.
But again,
no matter how the volume is.
If the expectation is lower, because that's like with me, my daughter.
How is it lower?
It's because Michael. Why is Michael Jordan only expected to win 5 times?
Years and one missed the playoffs.
Michael Jordan played 15 NBA seasons. Why was only 5 of those seasons he was expected to win a championship? Why was he so low? Why was it only a third of his career? Why?
What do you think? What do you think 7 out of 20 is?
7 out of 20 is what's it called? That's called the
same thing.
No, it's over 35. That's over 35. What is Michael Jordan's expectation?
This is what I mean by this is why I say the longevity thing. This is what the whole point of the longevity thing. The longer you play, the more you're supposed to do.
Let's stop.
You expected to do that.
Let's stop at 2018.
You expected to score more when you play more. You expected to win more when you play more.
No,
that's the point.
No, that's not. Because after 15 seasons, LeBron James was still expected to win more than Jordan. He was expected to win 6 times. Jordan was expected to win 5 times. So why is
Jordan won 6 times and LeBron won 4 times? So what is
so why is Michael Jordan expected to win such little if he's not the GOAT?
Because he didn't play long enough to win more.
Because the other seasons he wasn't projected to be the best team and make the finals. On top of that, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. He was not even in the top 5. There was more times LeBron James in the top 5 than Jordan was. Like, why is Jordan had only 4, 5, still 6 seasons between 1991 and 98 where his team was considered the best team or in the top 5. Other than that, he was not. So that's 6. Like LeBron James is not that. We're talking about 12 seasons. That's over 50% where LeBron James is expected to be in the finals, to be the second best team in the NBA. No matter who's on his roster.
Again, you can say that many times. One exceeded his expectations, the other didn't. I can say I want you to go run 5 miles. It's up to you to do it.
If your expectations are lower, of course you're gonna do it. That's the same thing. The same way you feel like he played longer, he's gonna do all of that. Your expectations were lower, so of course it was easy. If LeBron James had the same expectations, 5 only championships, he was exceeded that. That's it.
He still wouldn't exceeded it.
He's gonna be there. He's gonna get there. He has a chance to win a championship this year. He still could win a championship. He's not out of the championship racing. The guy is still playing basketball and he's still good at it. He doesn't quit like your boy. He keeps going for it.
They both won the championship at 35. Their last championship was at 35. Just so Jordan won his 6th at 35. LeBron won his 4th at 35.
Yeah, but LeBron won
He's still playing.
LeBron won his in his 17th season.
I don't see
17th season. Jordan won his in his 13th season.
That's something to be proud of. 17 years you took you to get you the 4th championship. Mm-hmm. Jordan did that in his what, 13th?
Because Jordan took a break. Jordan also did the same thing you said. Go find the best players to go play with. Like you act like Jordan to go find the best players to go play with.
He found one player for 3 years. He found one player.
No,
LeBron can't even go half a season without getting new players.
No, he not. No, he didn't.
They just did a whole haul. They just got rid of Westbrook. Like, come on.
Listen, what is Westbrook? What is Westbrook? What was Westbrook? What was Westbrook doing?
Huh?
Was Westbrook making an all-star team? What was Westbrook's production?
Who wanted Westbrook there? Who made that decision? Who approved of it?
Pelinka.
The same one that got him AD, though.
Pelinka.
The same one that got him AD.
No, Magic got AD.
No, Magic left because they missed the playoffs. That didn't happen when all Magic watched.
Magic got AD, and when he
Magic quit because they didn't make the playoffs, and JC said he broke his promise of delivering a championship with LeBron, so he quit and stepped down.
They had AD in the books. AD was already coming to the Lakers.
So they colluded to get him then.
Of course, the same way the Bulls colluded to go get other people. They do that all the time.
They got a guy that the Spurs literally gave away for nothing. Who? Bill Wennington?
No, but Will Purdue, exactly.
Purdue?
All NBA player gets traded for Will Purdue, yes. And all NBA best rebounder gets traded away.
Yeah, because they didn't want to deal with his headache.
No, because Dennis Rodman demanded a trade after talking with Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay. The same guy that was old in 91 when the Bulls
who said he was old in 91? Nobody said he was old in 91.
He was old and injured?
No. Bill Laimbeer was old. Isaiah Thomas was old. No one said Rodman was old in 91.
So 31 is old. No,
that's what people say. We don't say that. When you ever hear say we talk about people being old?
You just called Isaiah Thomas old. That was his age in 90.
No, I'm telling you that's what people say. People say Isaiah Thomas was old. People say Ben Laimbeer was old. Because, again, playing till 31, 32 back then wasn't old. And you played 800, 900 games. That's a long, illustrious career in 1989, 1990. It's not like now. But it was back then. Magic Johnson was gone after 10, 12 years. They all couldn't play after a while.
Oh, that's because of a different reason.
Because of the wear and tear on their bodies.
No, it was definitely not wear and tear in his body.
It kind of was a little bit of wear and tear on his body.
Aye, that's that man life.
Yeah, but again, we don't use the old narrative because age has nothing to do with it. Like you said, it's about what you can do on the court, your production. Isaiah Thomas says he was hurt. That's why the Bulls won. But
he made the All-Star in 92.
I know, but he got hurt. He hurt his wrist after the All-Star. He hurt his wrist after the All-Star, right before the All-Star, something like that. So that's his excuse. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to tell you why the Bulls beat them in 91. They changed the rules. So no longer hacking Michael Jordan.
That sounds like an excuse. You say that like these rules only apply to the Chicago Bulls.
It did.
If anyone else cannot use this bull, they'll get fined for using it.
Name the other player that relentlessly kept taking himself to the rim against big men, besides Michael Jordan. What was the other player in 1990s or in the late 80s that said, "I'm going to keep attacking the basket"?
Man, you didn't see what was going on at the Lakers and Celtics in the 80s. They've been wanted to stop all that fighting.
Who was attacking the basket like Michael Jordan and getting fouled hard for going to the basket in the late 80s, early 90s? Because you keep saying nobody else would benefited. He's the one who benefited because he was the only idiot going to the rim. The only idiot that thought he could keep going up against big men at 190 pounds. That's why he added 100, whatever, with 10 pounds so he can be bigger. I never know nobody be bigger and be better because they're bigger in basketball.
Yeah, I was just saying, LeBron was bigger, 270. He was like, come on, like.
Again, it's the fact that LeBron is 270 plus of his speed. Again, it's the skill set that goes along with it. So Michael Jordan being 215 is what's that going to do? Is it going to really make him better? Is it going to make him jump higher? Is it going to make no? It's not going to do nothing for Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan getting more weight did not help him beat Detroit. What helped him beat Detroit was the fact that Detroit could not send him to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws and keep the game going. They did that. They had lost possession. The Bulls were winning. They can't bully Scottie.
Well, that rule only applied in 91. So from 91.
No, from there on out, the Bulls were considered the best team and no one could beat them.
No, not even the Bulls. So here on out, anybody in the league that goes in and they get hard foul, the league that's not going to call them because it's not Michael Jordan doing it.
No, because we learned to do step backs. We learned to do a crossover.
Oh, so you learned to try. So you learned to do illegal and travel.
The league says it's legal. The league says it's legal, so it's not a travel. They never called it a travel. So I don't know what to tell you. I know people, I think it's a travel, but the league doesn't think it's a travel. The same way they don't think it's a carry to let Iverson and Tim Hardaway cross over the way they was. I know there's some point guards in the 80s that wish they can cross over that way. They were going to get the calls on them, but the NBA lacks rules all throughout the 90s. But y'all don't talk about the 90s rules that were.
No, I always said I always said on any sport, offense is what sells. So you want to have a sport where offense will bring the seeds. Defense wins the games. Play a little bit defense.
Obviously, it doesn't, because talking to you guys, y'all don't watch basketball anymore because it's too soft, and guys are just able to do whatever.
When have you ever heard me say? I say they soft because they always hurt, not because of the style of play.
You see it in our group, Brandon. Tell them, man. How many times you see people in our group talk about how soft players are?
I'm not you people.
I'm just saying, you're the one defending them, because the rest of these guys are cowards. They're not ready. They don't want to come on the show and talk, because all they want to do is talk to us.
I say they soft because they's always hurt, not because they play different. Oh. You keep getting injured, you're soft. Something wrong with you.
I would agree there. They are more injury prone. I don't know.
Like Zion is out again. Like, he averaged 38 games a season. 82 games.
So no starter basically plays 82 games no more, correct? Like, there's not one starter we can say that plays 82 games besides that one kid,
Bridges.
That's it, right?
Stars don't play 82 games because the NBA already told everyone that they don't value the regular season only titles, so they don't really have a choice but to sit out games.
And they still get hurt in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, it is a grueling game now. The pace is faster. The guys are just more athletic. They're quick. They're stopping on a dime. They're doing a lot of moves that people have never seen before. It's a grueling game. 82 games is a long season. It's not the game that it was before. They're moving fast.
It's a pace game. It's a lot easier to play 82 when you're not in a fast-paced offense.
So, yeah.
They was playing 82 games in the early 2000s.
But the pace was way slower.
Yeah.
The game was way slower.
Early 2000 was slower than the 90s.
Way slower.
And they was playing.
No, I mean they. But the thing about it was that, again, the pace was faster, but the speed of the players back in the 80s and the 70s, they weren't as quick and as agile as they are right now.
Yeah, so it was up and down, up and down. It wasn't cutting crossovers, games. It was just up and down game.
Going through double screens, triple screens.
You don't have to switch. You just stay with your man.
Yeah.
You have your own spot on the court. That's what you did. You run to that spot once somebody shoot the ball. Now they're all over the place.
Yeah,
a lot of movements.
But I would say it is more movement in today's league. Like, you do have more agile players. Like, but that, because now the league is positionless league. That's why it cringe when I had someone can guard all five. It's not five positions. It's just your five best players.
Everybody has basically almost the same skill sets. Basically, everybody, not all in general, but again, that's why they do it.
Centers could bring it up the court, shoot threes. It's different today.
It's a different league, man. It's a different league. But again, I just thought it was weird that people bring up stuff like the favorites, the expectations on LeBron is just ridiculous. I just think that LeBron James was put on a pedestal to start off his career. Obviously, like I said, Nike probably fused it even more. But come on, man. I mean, this guy, even with the 4 championships, I know people say he should win more. I just don't know what the number. I guess the number is 6.
He probably like, what's the number?
It's not even the number. For me, it's more so how. Like, it's more so now how it's not even on what it's going to be. Sooner or later, it's not going to be what you did. It's how you did it, because it's gonna run by the narrative. You got one player, because 4 championships to 6.
It's already ran by the narrative. Like, Bill Russell's not the GOAT, so I don't understand why LeBron has to pass Jordan.
See, to me, they keep bringing up the whole Bill Russell, but he won 11 championships in 13 seasons. He only had to win 106 games during that whole 13-year career.
That doesn't really matter how many times he had to win. He got 11 titles. Like, if 11 is not the standards, 6 is not the standard.
So that's safety. So Jordan had to win 106 games to win 6 championships. So basically, you put them the same, it will intertwine. If you put Jordan in 60, that's 11. You put Bill Russell with that same amount of rings.
That's a mute point. A title is a title. It doesn't matter how many games you took to get there.
Okay, so I'm people with that same thing. I keep that this value thing of okay, well, because I had people say, well, LeBron got 3 because he beat Golden State in 2016. That's worth 3 championships, so he don't need to really win 3 more.
I mean, he doesn't need to win no more. Like titles is not the end all be all because Michael Jordan was rated as the GOAT after 3 titles. So titles has never been the standard.
Yeah, that did the expectations on actually going to the finals and winning. That's the whole argument was about winning.
No, that's the argument that you guys like to bring. Again, I brought that up because I wanted to talk about because people always make it seem like LeBron James is supposed to do, but again, he's supposed to do all of this, but he has these high expectations that y'all never put on Jordan.
Because Jordan never went and tried to do something to
because
basically
because there was no
wait, hold on. Jordan didn't try to do what? Jordan
I was gonna say Jordan didn't go and try to leave and play with the best players to put himself in.
LeBron has never played with the best player in the league. He played with comparable players to help him beat other teams with 3 to 4 all-stars on the team. That's not going to play with better players. That's even in the playing field.
So why
Jordan was not going up against 4 Hall of Famers in their prime on teams? That just was not the case. That's what LeBron has to go. He's going up against Boston with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Rondo by his damn self. And you get mad because he evening up the playing field by playing with 2 other good players.
I don't want to hear this 1 and 9 thing without Pittman then, because Jordan was doing the same thing, and y'all give him flack for that. Y'all give him more flack to get swept in the first round by 5 teams with 5 Hall of Famers.
Because your boy never wanted to play without Scottie Pippen. He should have played 99. He should have. That's what y'all want to give him an excuse for 99. We're not giving LeBron an excuse. We're telling you he didn't have enough to win. You're saying the same thing about Jordan after 98, that he wouldn't have had enough to win, so it's okay for him to leave.
Don't say y'all.
You feel comfortable. Michael Jordan, the Michael Jordan leaving the Bulls in 99 because he couldn't have Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson is the same thing as LeBron James leaving in 2011 to go to the Heat to have a chance to win a championship. The only difference is that he would have never left Cleveland if they're winning championships. That's what you don't understand. So he has to leave Cleveland. That's the only way.
Why did he leave Miami? That was the only team he won back-to-back with.
And that's my point, because he had a better chance to win a championship in 2015 with the Heat than he did with Cleveland Cavaliers, and he still went to Cleveland.
He wanted to play with Cleveland. He just wanted to go back home.
Think about that. He had a better chance to win in 2015 with the Miami Heat than he did going to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he still left because it wasn't about he felt he was good enough to win. Even with Kyrie Irving and Love, I'll take this team to the championship. Jordan couldn't do that. He couldn't look at Kukoc and say, I'll take Kukoc to the championship with me. He couldn't do that. He said, I can only do this if I have Scottie Pippen. That's why we bring up 1 and 9, because Jordan said it himself. He couldn't do it without Scottie Pippen. And you guys get mad at us.
Okay, so why is it the one player smart enough to know, hey, I just won 6 championships with him. Why I want to break up now to someone, okay, let me go here and get, who's the top 3 player in the league right now? Let's go get him.
It's never smart to quit. It's never smart to quit. It's never smart to quit. If you're the GOAT, you go out there and give it your all. And if you're a real fan of Michael Jordan, you would say, well, listen, he didn't have his championship team with him, but he still lost. But y'all don't like that concept because y'all know.
What do you mean? I just brought up the 80s with Pippen and Horace Grant.
So that's my point. So my point to you is that Michael
Jordan did that already. He didn't want to do it at 35. Okay. That's
so a perfect expectation again is that Michael Jordan is not the expectations of the Bulls winning. He's a part of the Bulls winning. LeBron James is the expectations of his team winning, and the guys he get are just a part of it.
Oh, if he's the expectation of them winning, then he's the he's the reason why they lose then.
Yes, that's what y'all put on him. He's the one with the 6 finals losses, not Kyrie Irving, not Dwayne Wade.
No, because he don't play with him long enough to lose 6 times with him.
He made
Dwayne Wade 3 and 5. He made Kyrie and Kevin. He made Kyrie 1 and 2. He made Love 1 and 3. The only person that got a positive finals record playing with LeBron is AD.
No, what you talking about? Dwayne Wade's 3 and 2.
He's 3 and 5. I'm talking about he got 3 final wins and 5 final losses.
No, he doesn't. Dwayne Wade has 3.
Oh, sorry, 4 final losses.
No, he has 2.
Oh, he lost the finals twice.
He only lost the finals twice.
Twice.
Chris Bosh is 2-2.
So no. They made the finals 4 years. What are you talking about?
I know, and they won 2.
And he won 2-4 with LeBron.
And they're 2, and that's what. And Dwayne Wade has one extra one, so that makes 3-2 for Dwayne Wade.
You said Dwayne Wade lost 5 times.
I was adding his.
You mean he won 5 times? He won 5 times. Not lost 5
I was just adding. I was adding this one.
Dwayne Wade's finals record is 3-2 for his career. He's above 500. Chris Bosh is at 500, 2-2. The one who's under 500 is Kyrie and Kevin Love. They're both 1-3.
Hey, Kyrie Love got
Kevin Love is one. Kevin Love is one.
I mean, when you actually making it to the finals, how is that a negative thing? Explain how
it's not a negative thing.
Why are you talking about he's losing because of LeBron? He's in the finals. He's in the finals.
See, the same energy I get for making the finals, y'all don't get for winning it. So what? He made it to the. So why he don't have
talking
more
about?
wins?
Who said that losing in the finals is better than winning? Who?
Oh, you talking about
said that?
We're telling you
who
that.
Said that?
What we're trying to explain to you is that you guys act like losing in the finals is better than not making it. That
doesn't make any sense.
No, y'all make losing in the finals better than winning because
who ever said that losing in the finals is better than winning? I mean, who has ever said that in the history of basketball?
Never said it.
So why do y'all bring up losing when people bring up winning?
No, because y'all
brings up losing. We said making it to the finals is a positive thing. There's nothing negative about making it to the finals.
Nothing. Even losing it. Nothing. Even losing the finals. There's nothing negative about losing.
There's nothing negative about making the finals.
There's nothing.
That's a positive thing.
Oh, you would
NBA player would say that I'd rather quit in the Eastern Conference Finals than make it to the finals. No player would do that.
And KD
no player in college would say, I'd rather not make it to the title game. I'm gonna lose in the Sweet 16 on purpose. Nobody would say that. Making it to the finals is a positive thing.
It is a positive thing.
Well, why are you trying to make it like it's a negative thing?
No, because what people bring up, because I'm saying people bring up the appearances compared to the winning. We bring up
the appearances when you guys mention the 6 losses, because again, Jordan has 2 championships.
I really want to know who brings up losing in the finals that's better than winning. I just want to know what person has ever said that.
They use it as a rebuttal when when they mention Jordan and his 6 rings. They use it as a rebuttal.
No, they mentioned LeBron James went 10 times to the finals.
They basically said Jordan 6-0 and LeBron made it 10 times. Like that's
making it to the finals 10 times is actually good.
He made it to the finals 4 times more. That's a positive thing for LeBron. He made it 4 times more than Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. So
winning 6 titles is winning 2 more times than LeBron. That's a positive for Jordan.
Yeah, but he still went 4 more times than Jordan did. Going 4 more times is better than not going 4 more times. So the fact that
it is, I agree with you.
Okay, so you're absolving. So you're absolving
the results of going there. So you can't say because he made it 10 times.
No, we're telling you that
and he won it 4 out of 10 times is better than someone who's making 6 times and won it all 6 times.
What we're telling you is that him having 4 more appearances to the finals is actually
equal to someone who only made it 6 times winning it 6. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Not 6, only 2 more, because he only has 2 more championships than me. So Jordan has 2 more championships, but LeBron has 4 more finals appearances. So there's 2 seasons where Jordan succeeded more than LeBron, but there's 4 more other seasons where LeBron succeeded than Jordan did. So that's what I'm saying. Like, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, yeah. So it doesn't even the debt. It just again, we shouldn't have to mention all of that. If we just talk about 4 championships, 4 championships. That's it. You mentioned 6 championships. That's it. That's it. We don't have to mention losses. Why are you mentioning the times he lost in the finals?
Y'all
we don't mention that.
The losses when they bring up the 10 appearances.
We can say he can say he made 10 finals appearances, but if we say he made 10 finals appearances,
that's bringing up the losses.
No, what you guys are trying to say is we can't bring up 10 because he lost 6. We can't bring up 10.
You can't bring up 10. You can't bring up 10 when if you don't have more than the person you comparing it with the wins. Because it just,
I mean, you guys bring up his points when he don't have more than LeBron. Like that's not a negative for Jordan because he got 32,000 points. He just don't have as much as LeBron.
Yeah, and that is basically because LeBron played more.
But the whole, even that narrative has so much holes in it because you guys don't give Kareem the credit for making 4 more finals and having the same amount of championships. Then you're going to say, oh, it's finals MVPs. He doesn't have 6 finals MVPs.
That's why I have LeBron and Jordan as the top 2 because of the final MVPs. They're the only 2 with more than with the 4 more final MVPs in the history of the league. No one got more. No one got 4.
But that would be an award that someone would say is just an award that you won for 7 games, and not only on top of that, you
gotta make it like I said. Y'all gotta make it to 7.
It's not the most because the person who would have the most would be Bill Russell. That's why they named the award after him because it's in fact he would have 7, at least 7.
That's me. That's.
But that's what I'm saying. So,
but that's what I'm saying. That's the same as me saying you could put Jordan in the 60s and he'll have 11.
No, but the fact it wasn't available for him. There's a difference. Jordan only made 6 finals. He won 6 finals MVPs. This guy played in 11 of them and wasn't able to win nothing but in 1 of them. There was
and you can also say half the talent in there. They would have had more points if they had a 3-point line. It wasn't available to them.
I agree with you there, and that's why we got to give them their props for their scoring. But at the end of the day, when you guys want to mention championships seem to not work for Jordan, and then when it doesn't work for Jordan, that's when the other factors come in, like the finals MVPs or stats. So you're going to bring up the finals MVPs for Kareem because his finals records is better than Jordan. 6-4 is better than 6-0. I don't care.
Simple thing is that nobody puts LeBron winning above Bill Russell because he got 4 finals MVPs. Nobody. But we do that to Jordan because he got 6 finals MVPs.
That's a great point too. Yeah, that's true.
That's my point. The same reason no one has Bill Russell as they GOAT is the same reason why you have who you have as the GOAT. So y'all say LeBron James is the GOAT. We say Michael Jordan.
Because this is what I always tell people. For the same reasons that you can have Michael Jordan trump 5 more championships that Bill Russell have, is the same reasons that LeBron trumps Jordan with the 2 more championships. So if you can find a way to make Michael Jordan better, if you can find whatever
I just said it. They won the same amount of games during their champion. Jordan won the same amount of games in 8 years than Bill Russell did in 13.
LeBron won more playoff games than all of them.
No, I'm talking their championship runs. That was just from 90 to 98. They both only lost 2 playoff series during that span. So during that span, during his career, Bill Russell only lost 2 playoff series and won 106 games. Jordan, from 1990 to 1998, lost 2 playoff series and only won 105.
So you saying Bill Russell's whole career that they won the same amount of games?
There was only 2 playoff series, a playoff season. He only had the first round. Sometimes they had a bye, so they only play 1 round and you go straight to the finals. And it's a 3 best of 5.
But your boy had to win 3 games to win the series. Bill Russell had to win 4. LeBron had to win 4 to win the series. Your boy won 7 series.
LeBron and Jordan both had to win 4 series
to win the championship. But your boy had to win 7 of those series where he only had to win 3 games, which we all know anything can happen.
So how many games does it take to win 4 titles in LeBron era? 64.
Yeah, it takes.
That's still less than 105.
You got to win 16 games to be a champion in LeBron's. You got to win 15 in the Jordan. So it's 1 less. So Jordan has 2 more championships. That's only 2 more games he won more than LeBron. So LeBron in his 4 championships won almost as much as Jordan did in his 6 championships. It's almost the same. Jordan won more because 15 times 6 is 75. 16 times 4 is what? 72? 82? No, 82. No, not 82. 62. So Jordan won more games, had to win more games for those 4 championships. But like Brandon said, though, LeBron won more playoff games.
Because he played longer. You got to play a season.
Even in 15 seasons, LeBron James has won more playoff games.
Your argument, they had more games. He had to win 4 games in the first round.
No, I know, I got you there, but LeBron James still won way much. He won way much more because Jordan couldn't even get out the first round.
Jordan wasn't smart enough to leave his team and go play with the top 2 players in his conference.
What? But even when LeBron was there, LeBron was getting out of the first round. Okay? LeBron was making the finals before he left his team. He was making the Eastern Conference. He made Eastern Conference 3 times.
Yeah, Jordan won his first finals faster than LeBron won his first final, though.
I know because he had to change the rules. And
LeBron won younger and older.
What's the difference between changing the rules and you changing your teammates?
No,
what is the difference?
Because changing the team, Jordan changed.
I mean, Jordan did not win with the same team in 1986. So, exactly. I mean, that's basketball. Every team add new players every year.
The team that won 53 games in 88 wasn't the same team that won 67 games in 91. It was a different team. There were some different players there. Cartwright was joined. There were some other players added to the team. Craig Hodges.
You have to draft.
Trade.
New players is new players are new players. Like you just can't change it in the narrative. Like no one wins with the same team.
See, so again, Michael Jordan with all that advantage, he has a GM that's drafting for him. He has the expectations are still lowered. They're trading for players and drafting players for Michael Jordan.
Because, like I said, he couldn't win in the 80s, right?
The Cleveland Cavaliers are not drafting anybody. They're not trading for anybody. They're not doing anything to make LeBron James teams better. But LeBron James.
Okay, who was in the first 4 years in LeBron's era? Who is considered equal to Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Those three players.
All right, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan. You want me to continue?
Are they so those 4 players you put in your top 5 all-time list?
Shaq was on there too.
Top 5 list?
Shaq, Kobe, Tim Duncan, top 10.
You put them in your top 5? Any of those players you name?
Larry Bird is not in the top 5 either. So
some people have Shaq in
Tim
the top
Duncan,
5,
Kobe.
Tim Duncan and Kobe. Kobe
and they all played against Jordan, and a couple of those players lost to Jordan.
No, when did Jordan play against Kareem?
No, I'm talking about the players he talking about.
He talking about a rookie Duncan, a teenage Shaq. I mean, a teenage Kobe.
Jordan was a rookie. 2 years. For 2 years when he gets swept, he was the first 3 years. Y'all always bring up.
He got swept his third year. His third year.
You're talking about the
third year he got swept by
and 98. 1998 rookie season. You're talking about the 98 rookie season.
I'm talking about the 98
He's talking about the Bulls season.
97, the 96, 97, and 97, 98. 2 years.
He's talking about the last 2 seasons where he plays.
With Shaq.
I'm talking about he swept Shaq in 96, right? He played Shaq in his prime.
Because the comparison is the 80s Bulls to the 2000s Cavaliers. So why are we going to the 90s Bulls?
What are you talking about?
Because the point of bringing up Kareem,
y'all brought up.
You said the first 4 years.
I mentioned the players y'all named. Jordan.
Yeah, you said that. No, you said what players in the first 4 years of LeBron James' career are comparable to Kareem, Magic, and Bird, and then we gave you Kobe, Duncan, Shaq, Garnett, and between 2004 and 2008, those were the best players in the NBA. If you really want to go there. They all won,
and those same players played against Jordan, and they didn't win anything.
No, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about.
All right. So bring up players that didn't play against Jordan.
Jordan didn't play versus them in their prime.
We're talking about
Shaq.
We're talking about them not having help. We're talking about when Jordan didn't have help because when Jordan played Shaq and everybody else, he had help. No, that's what you're bringing up.
All right. So who would you name that you would put in your top? I mean, come on, we talk about Kareem. You literally got Kareem above Jordan,
and so is Tim Duncan, and so is Kobe.
So you got Kareem, you got Duncan over Jordan.
No, Duncan is 6th on our list, though. He's 6th.
I believe he's 6. Yeah,
he's 6th. Kobe's top.
Y'all don't got Duncan over Jordan. Y'all don't got Nowitzki over Jordan. Y'all don't got Iverson over Jordan.
Simple thing. You said, and Jordan first 4 years, did he face someone like? We just mentioned.
All right, so
LeBron in his first 4 years went to the finals.
Who was the
Jordan in his first 4 years just only made it out the first round. So it's not really a comparison what you're trying to make because it's going to put LeBron ahead in their first 4 years.
Then you don't want to go there.
You don't want to go there. That's a losing argument.
What do you mean?
The first 4 years, you said there was Magic, Bird, and Kareem. Name of players that was comparable to them their first 4 years. We named more, and LeBron made it to the finals. Jordan won the first round series barely.
And I'm bringing up, he made it to a finals.
So LeBron did better the first 4 years.
And he couldn't make it when Jordan was playing. Everybody you named could not win when Jordan was in the league. Like
I said, LeBron made it further.
Okay, he beat someone who in the finals who couldn't make it when Jordan was playing.
The 90s Bulls were not Jordan. It was the Bulls. It wasn't because of Jordan that Shaq couldn't beat the Bulls.
I'm bringing
the Chicago Bulls. You're bringing up the 90s Bulls, which was
it's not the greatest. So every player you name, LeBron beat single-handedly.
No, I'm telling you that when Jordan was winning, he had as much help as we always tell you. He had more help than LeBron. He had more help than LeBron to win. We keep telling you guys this.
Wait,
Jordan
wait, wait,
had,
wait. Let me just answer this question, Craig. Would the 90 Bulls beat any of those teams in the 80s? If you say he can, they can. That means Michael Jordan had a lot of help if he could beat those teams.
Literally, the same team in the 90 was the same team he was losing with in 88.
Okay.
No,
The Michael Jordan winning
Yes, it
teams in the
was.
90s,
no,
could they
it
And
beat
you're
any
gonna
of
bring up
those
like a
teams in
90
the 80s?
player out who played 2 minutes a game?
No,
What team
Cartwright.
in the 80s would beat the Bulls in the 90s when they was winning?
The Bulls is the same team that won.
No, just answer the question. What team in the 90s when Jordan was winning would beat them from the teams in the 80s? What 80s teams will beat the 90 Bulls?
I would say the best team they had in the 80s was the record-wise was the 50 and
No.
32.
Just what you think, what team in the 80s will beat the 90s Bulls?
It's hard to answer how you would which Jordan you would take.
The best Jordan team you think you got. What
Bulls.
team in the 80s will beat them?
You can't. I've never thought about comparing Jordan from the 80s to the teams from the 80s to the 90s, because when Jordan came in, his whole squad, half of that team was either
I'm
the
not talking
old
about
or
the
he was
80s Bulls. I'm talking about the best Bulls in the 90s. What 80s teams will beat the 90s Bulls? Would it be the Showtime Lakers, the Celtics?
Oh, you talking
Those are
about
the two
I
best
thought you
teams.
was talking about the 80s Bulls teams. I thought you talking about the 80s teams.
Yeah, the 80s
Like the
teams.
Pistons.
Like which 80s teams, the best 80s teams, no matter who it is, will beat the 90s Bulls?
Just any Bulls team?
The best Bulls teams you think you have. It could be the 96 Bulls, all I care.
That is the best.
Well, I don't think any team, whether in the 80s, 90s, or 2000, would beat the 96 Bulls team. So I would say
All right,
the
the
two
Bulls
from
had a lot of
Jordan will
help
be.
there. If the Bulls could beat all those Hall of Fame teams, that means that the Bulls had a lot of good players. So don't just sit here and act like Michael Jordan just was winning because he's Michael Jordan. He was winning because he had the best team.
That's what we keep trying to tell y'all. Y'all keep
He was
making it
winning.
seem
He had
like
the
it's
best
money.
team. Do
So
you
why
think any of LeBron teams could beat the 96 Bulls?
I don't think any of LeBron teams, LeBron's opponents, that was just an odd. No one expected that team to do that.
So you're just saying the Bulls just had the most talent on their team. And that's why they won 55 games when Jordan left, because they had the most talent of any team in NBA history.
All right. Let me tell
No,
you the
94 is different from 96.
The 1988 Bulls had Michael Jordan, Sam Vincent, Charles Oakley, Dave Cozine, Brad Sellers, John Paxson, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant. Those were the top 8 players, right? And if you go to the 90s Bulls, you have Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, which were on the 88 team. But then you have Bill Cartwright, wasn't on the 88 team. John Paxson was on the 88 team. Stacey King wasn't on the 88 team. Craig Hodges wasn't on the 88 team. BJ Armstrong wasn't on the 88 team, and Will Perdue wasn't on the 88 team. Now, every player I just mentioned right now on that Bulls team, besides Craig Hodges, I don't know when Craig Hodges, were all drafted in the first round. And 6 of them were drafted before the.
And just like I said, you have
no.
players.
Not by the Bulls, though. Not by the Bulls. They traded for Cartwright. They traded for Scottie Pippen. So they made trades. They traded
during the draft day.
Oh wait, no, and they traded to get the draft pick to get BJ Armstrong. So the same trade that they got Scottie Pippen in gave them the pick to get BJ
so they
Armstrong.
did it for a draft.
No,
no matter how you draft, you don't matter how do you. It's draft. No one says BJ Armstrong he was acquired because the Bulls traded. They said no. BJ Armstrong was traded by the Bulls. Was drafted by the Bulls.
Correct. But Bill Cartwright was traded to the Bulls. Scottie Pippen was traded to the Bulls.
Like again, when you look at Scottie, it don't say
it says drafted by the Seattle. It says drafted by the Seattle Supersonics. That's what it says. He was drafted by the Supersonics.
Draft day. They traded draft day picks.
Okay. Well, they still traded for
so
Scottie Pippen.
why can the Bulls make trades and LeBron teams can't make trades?
They made trades on draft day. LeBron teams make
trade is a trade.
December, January, February, October, September.
Yo, the Bulls gave away the number 8 pick for a number 5 pick plus another first rounder later in 2 seasons or the next season. They literally got better. They gave away their 8th pick. They picked Olden Poland and 8th pick.
And Cleveland gave away their first pick for Kevin Love, and they got better. They won a title.
But that was because LeBron James
forced them. It's the same thing.
That was because Kevin Love and LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers all agreed to go play with Cleveland. They all went to go to Cleveland.
So when did they go fly to Arkansas and see if Scottie Pippen wanted to play with Jordan?
Oh, I can tell you this: when Scottie Pippen was going to get traded in '97, Jordan threatened to retire.
Oh, okay, because they won 5 titles already. I wouldn't want him traded either.
Okay, but if Michael Jordan's the GOAT, why is he quitting? When Kyrie said I want to get traded, LeBron didn't say, you know what, I quit.
He's smart enough to know I can win another championship if I won 5 with one player.
Smart? Why is it smart?
Why? You know what I mean?
Because it's not smart to quit. You keep saying it's smart to quit. I don't know who's smart.
I didn't say it's smart to quit. I said one person quit on top, the other person quit and went to another team as a loser.
I didn't quit.
LeBron James never quit.
He's never quit. Jordan quit. You don't quit.
They both stopped playing for a team they played the previous season. One did it as a winner, one did it as a loser.
Jordan quit basketball. LeBron never quit basketball.
LeBron just would play for a different team as a free agent.
That's quitting on your team.
LeBron never quit.
That's quitting on your team.
Jordan did that too. He left the Bulls.
Jordan quit on his team. LeBron quit on his team. The difference is Jordan quit and made them a winner. LeBron quit and because they lost.
LeBron was a free agent. Jordan wasn't a free agent. He was still under contract.
It don't matter. When you leave your team, you quitting. You don't want to play for them no more. No matter how you want to narrative away, I don't want to play with you no more. So I'm going to go over here. It's the same as
everybody wanted Jordan. Everybody wanted Jordan to keep playing.
Jordan was more loyal because he didn't go to another team when he said I didn't want to play with the Bulls.
Jordan is loyal, but you saying he quit. Now to say LeBron quit, you're saying Jordan quit. Just to say LeBron quit.
No, I'm saying it's the same thing. They both left their team they played the previous season. One stopped playing basketball, one went to another team.
No,
that is quitting on the team you played for. It's just different ways of doing it.
One was a free agent and had the right to go play whatever team gave him.
And Jordan had a right to retire.
No, Jordan could have stayed with the Bulls. They gave him the best.
He could have. LeBron could have stayed in Cleveland.
But Jordan knew he couldn't win.
He could have stayed in Cleveland.
Jordan knew he couldn't win. LeBron knew he could win. That's why he left. I could win still. I'm gonna go play and we'll go win.
Oh, so now you use it.
That's not an excuse. That's what LeBron said to himself. He says, "I'm gonna still be able to win." Jordan said, "It doesn't matter what I do. The only way I can win is if you give me Phil Jackson and Scottie Pippen. That's the only way I can win, and that's the only way I would play basketball." That's called completely. That's not smart. That's called selfish. That's called entitlement. That's called
so it's entitlement.
Negative. It is entitlement because he could have kept playing the game of basketball. Everybody else keeps playing. Magic didn't quit when Kareem said, "I'm retiring in '89."
Choosing to play basketball is entitled. So you entitled to watch him whether he decides he wants to play basketball.
He's entitled.
That's what it sounds like.
No, he's entitled to the privileges that y'all bestowed upon him. Because if we start talking about him quitting, y'all gonna tell us we're haters. See? That's his entitlement. He gets to hide behind you guys and the 6 championships and say, "Well, I quit because it's not right. You guys, I was the one done wrong. They did me wrong. I was the one that didn't have a chance to show everybody that I can still win."
You're going by narratives, the same thing.
No, I'm going off of what Jordan fans tell me about why Jordan quit. You guys say he quit because it is not fair that Jordan would have to go back out there and try to win a championship without his team that he just won 3 straight with. They basically y'all saying it's not fair because it wouldn't look right if Jordan lost, and that's what y'all basically be saying. Why couldn't he play in '99?
I've never heard no one say he quit because they thought they was going to lose.
Why didn't he play in '99? So why didn't he play in '99?
The same reason why LeBron didn't play in Cleveland in 2011.
No, that's not true.
I don't know what you're talking about.
LeBron played.
Why? Why did Jordan not play in '99?
Ask him. I don't know.
All right.
Only 16.
So if you don't know, our truth is right. He quit because he had.
You was there in '99.
I mean, that's why he quit. That's what he said. He said they wasn't gonna bring back his team, so he wasn't playing no more. He was filming the whole thing because he was mad because Pippen and
He
Phil
was
wasn't coming back no
he
more.
was holding the Bulls
I tell you
hostage.
this much. I bet you
They were
LeBron
gonna
has
trade.
rings
They
and
were gonna
that-
trade. They were gonna keep doing the same thing they did for him in the 80s, in the late 90s. They were gonna trade Scottie Pippen, pick up Tracy McGrady, Ron Mercer. They ended up getting Ron Artest, Eddie Curry, Jamal Crawford. They had the Bulls set to go, but you know who didn't want to do it? Because Jordan does not have that killer instinct and
Look
will
at those
that y'all
men.
talk
Ron
about.
Mercer, Tracy McGrady, he'd have been upset. Tracy McGrady would have been upset.
But y'all bringing up Kyrie Irving, Rookie of the Year. Y'all bringing up Kevin Love, 30 and 30. Like, what did you trade? We talking about Tracy McGrady here.
Tracy that was his second season. He was a rookie, matter of fact. That was his rookie season.
Kyrie Irving doing his 4th NBA season besides being the best player on a scrub team? That's what I'm saying.
Jordan should have molded him like he did Pippen. He should have molded him like he did Pippen.
It took him 3 years to mold Pippen. Why couldn't he mold Tracy McGrady in 3 years? It would have been 98, 99, and 2000. By 2000,
because
he would have been
when he molded Pippen, as y'all say, in 88, he was 24, 25, 26. I don't see LeBron. Why LeBron didn't, same reason why LeBron didn't mold those whole squad.
Tracy McGrady, 3rd year, he was leading the league in scoring.
Listen, LeBron James turned Kyrie Irving into Dwayne Wade. He turned Kevin Love into Chris Bosh. He turned AD into.
Why he didn't do that to
Tim
Wiggins?
Duncan.
Why he didn't let them draft Wiggins? Why he didn't do that to Wiggins? Why he didn't let them keep the number 1 pick?
It took Wiggins 10 years to be what Wiggins is. Wiggins wasn't a good pick because Cleveland's stupid. Why would you pick Wiggins? Wiggins wasn't the best player. Obviously, you don't know how to draft.
You have the number 1 draft pick.
No, that was a bad pick.
Why he? So why they keep the draft pick?
They had 4 straight number 1 draft picks. Only one of them worked out. That's how bad they draft in Cleveland. They had and Kyrie. They got lucky with Kyrie. They picked up Anthony Bennett or Anthony.
They say it's a conspiracy how one team can get 3 number 1 picks in a 4-year span and happen to get a number 1 pick when LeBron decides to go back to Cleveland.
They were so bad.
They were the
worst team in the league. They had the best odds for being a terrible team.
So, but see again,
no team won 3 number 1 picks like that in the history of the league.
No team has been that bad because LeBron left. It was just terrible.
But say all this competition. Come on. That's the team he plays against every night in the East. That's one of the teams he plays against every night. They can win the number 1 draft pick 3 out of 4 years.
That's why LeBron left Cleveland twice. You're just explaining why LeBron left Cleveland because they don't know how to get players or draft players.
They don't.
LeBron had to step in and do the job for them.
Why he left Miami?
Because he
wanted to go back home.
He want to go back.
Just like he said.
So he's stupid for going back home.
No, he's not. Because he wanted.
Now he's not stupid. The Jordan's stupid for quitting because they didn't want to bring Pippen back. He's stupid for not wanting to rebuild.
No, why not?
Jordan was afraid. Jordan was afraid. That's basically what it was. He was afraid of losing without his players. He couldn't handle not having the best team in the league. LeBron didn't care. LeBron would win with anybody. LeBron went with 3 different franchises. LeBron does everything. Jordan was afraid. That's why he quit. Jordan was tired, he said, in 93. That's why he was telling his father throughout the playoffs that he was tired.
He was tired of winning. One was tired of losing and stopped playing for his team.
He was saying that he was tired. He told his father that he wanted to quit. So 98, he quit.
It was 3 championships now. So now Jordan was satisfied with just 3 championships. That was enough for him. He was good enough. That was great enough for him.
Yeah, and someone said, I bet you can't do it again. He came back and do it again.
He didn't do it again. He went and got Robin because when he came back, I thought he was going to win again. He let a young player.
So if he got Robin to win 3, then LeBron got Bosh to win 2. He got AD to win 1. He got Love to win 1.
Of course.
So one got 4 players to win 4. One got 2 players to win 6.
Yes. No, one was playing.
One was so great. No. He makes his team the clear-cut favorite that every time he goes to a new team, he has to bring someone alongside with him. He's so great. We see what he did in his first 7 years.
He doesn't have to bring nobody but himself. He doesn't have nobody but himself. As long as LeBron James on the team, they are title contenders. It doesn't matter who's on the roster. Does not matter. We've had several seasons of this. We've had 2007.
So that says so much about the competition.
8, 10. No, there you go. Now you want to mention competition.
He's in a play. That says about the competition. One man can make a whole make that one team a whole favorite.
But when we show you the NBA '92 collective bargaining agreement, which stopped teams from getting better players and making their teams better. So now the Bulls are the only best team that are in the league and can run.
Okay, and then Jordan said, "All right, so if that's the case, I'm gonna leave." And what happened? Only one team won when he left.
He left, and the team he had was a foul away from the finals. I mean,
they lost in the second round. How was that a foul away from the finals?
Because you think they were going to lose to Indiana?
Oh, so now you playing? We assume what happened over what?
No, I'm assuming that the Bulls were the second best team in the East after the Knicks. That's what I'm assuming. They were better than.
But they lost to the Knicks. If they're the second best team, they lost to the Knicks.
Because it's when they faced the Knicks.
Now it's the officials' fault. Oh, no, okay. So everything. So y'all make excuses for the Bulls, but y'all can't make excuses when Jordan's on the Bulls. No, I've never heard you gave an excuse when Jordan loses.
What's the
excuse? But now you just said there was a foul away, a bad foul away from making the finals.
What was the excuse? What was the excuse for Jordan? Because remember, the Bulls don't have a Michael Jordan in '94. It's supposed to be Michael Jordan's the reason why his team wins. I'm telling you, the Bulls were good enough to win. They just didn't win. But you're telling me Jordan is the reason why they win.
No, you saying there was a bad call away from making the finals.
Exactly. They were a bad call. They were a bad call away.
Who says that, though? That's not something new.
No, but I want to know, if you're the one who says Jordan's the reason why the Bulls wins, why is it only when he has a good team he wins, not when he's on the Bulls in general or on the Washington Wizards?
What do you mean? He lost with the same place he won titles with.
No, again, he had a different team. They were a better team in 2000.
You name players who.
I'm telling you that Jordan had a good enough team to win in the 80s, but he couldn't even get his team to the finals. He couldn't even get his team to the finals. He couldn't do it. He couldn't win. He could not win. Himself did not do anything by himself. Never, ever.
No one did anything by themselves.
LeBron took his team to the finals by himself.
Do he got a title for that? Do he get his championship ring?
You didn't say win a championship. You said do something. Making the finals is doing something. It's definitely not losing in the first round and only having one playoff loss. That's definitely a big difference. It's a very big difference.
It is a big difference.
It's not the same. It's not. What's not the same is they're not champions, but what's definitely not the same is a success. LeBron was more successful by himself than Jordan was successful by himself.
Because he only had
Jordan didn't really do nothing without Pippen. Okay. Jordan didn't do nothing without Pippen. So
that's all. So that's the facts. So like
it's
I said,
hard.
Pippen didn't do nothing without Jordan.
He did a lot more without. Did a lot more without Jordan.
He swept out of the first round twice, like Jordan.
He got
carried like Pippen carried Jordan to the conference finals.
He won a playoff series without Jordan. Jordan never did that by himself. He went to a playoff series by himself. Won it by himself. Jordan never did that. So that we can say Scottie Pippen has 6 playoff wins by himself without Michael Jordan, without any help. Jordan has 1 without Scottie Pippen or any help. That's a big difference. Y'all don't want to accept that. Y'all don't want to accept that. That's what y'all don't. And these are all stupid narratives. I really hate talking this, but it's easy to expose. This is why I have my shirt on today. You have now been exposed.
No, because you only want to use narratives when it's for your benefit. Because the whole show was about how people use these narratives and let me debunk the narratives.
But when we use stats and accolades and achievements, you guys tell us we can't just go off of that. Because when I tell you LeBron never had a 10 rebounder, a guy averaged 10 rebounds for him, you tell me that doesn't matter. When I tell you he faced more guys that average 20 points per game, because you like to bring up Kyrie Irving's 20 points per game, that doesn't matter. When we bring up stats, they do not matter to you guys until you want to talk narratives. Now we talk narratives. It's like, well, what you guys don't like the way we talk because we can only stick to the facts, which is
no, you stick to the facts that benefit y'all. Y'all don't stick to the whole facts. It's the same.
This is the fact. All right, this is the fact. Michael Jordan won 6 championships. LeBron only won 4. But because Michael Jordan has 6 championships, it doesn't make him a better player than LeBron James. That's the facts.
No, but he is a better player.
So why are we talking championships? So why
make him better?
So why are we talking championships? So why we have to talk championships? Because with you, it's
y'all just brought it. The whole show was about what the expectations.
That's the show, but we got other shows.
You expected to win. You expected to win a championship. No one said you were.
But that's to say LeBron James is expected more than Jordan. He was expected more to win than Jordan.
Played more.
No, because Jordan wasn't.
You just brought up 19 seasons to
15 seasons. 15 seasons. Jordan was supposed to win 6. LeBron was supposed to win 7. So LeBron was supposed to win more. And
and that would have made him the GOAT if that happened.
No, we're not. Again, we're not talking about Jordan having.
You don't think? So you don't think if LeBron had 7 championships, You wouldn't think that would have been the highlight of his career? That would have been the icing that would have been something no one can dispute. He got more than Jordan. He won more than Jordan.
Why does it matter
I
if
mean,
there's
why
11?
does dispute when
There's 11.
Russell got 11?
They got
Like, that
11.
doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make
Because
you the GOAT. What
there's
makes LeBron the GOAT
11.
is because he has more points than anybody who ever played the game of basketball.
so, but
That's
Kareem
something
wasn't
that
the
we can
GOAT when
say
he
that
had
makes
the
him the
most
GOAT.
points.
To who? Jordan fans maybe, but LeBron has done, like you said, LeBron did something no one has done before. 7 titles would not have said LeBron did something no one has done before because Bill Russell got 11. Having the most points of all time in the career, regular season, postseason is something that nobody has never done before. So right there, by your own notion, that makes LeBron over Jordan.
What are you talking about? How do you get from points
You
to the
said
championship?
something that LeBron, 7 titles would mean that LeBron did something that Jordan has never done before. But LeBron has done so many things that Jordan never done before. So by your notion,
the
LeBron is
expectation,
better.
he would have met the expectation.
No, the
The
champion.
If I
expectation was
expect you to
still
get
It's,
7,
no, it's the
and you
7
get
championships, Brandon. He's basically saying 7 championships is what it is. It can't be nothing
and
else.
it's not.
And that's
Bill
what I'm
Russell got
trying.
11.
Exactly. When I just told him Michael Jordan having 6 does not make him a better player than someone who has 4. The amount of championships do not make you a better player.
I don't understand y'all reason for these championships because 6 is not more
the
than
whole
11.
show
Why
was
you keep
about
saying that?
championships. Y'all
But
keep
you keep
saying
saying
he
if he
was
had
expected to
7,
win
it
7.
would make
So
LeBron
stop
the
bringing
GOAT.
up topics
The
about
show
championships.
the show's about exceeding expectations, and the expectations
this is
placed
not
on
about
Okay,
who's the
the
GOAT.
exceeded expectations was titles.
But the expectations placed on LeBron were not actually be able to be. He was never going to be able to exceed those expectations.
Why? He called himself the king at 16.
He
put that on himself. He did all that. You can't say I'm gonna do all this.
I call myself a king at 15. That doesn't mean that I'm supposed to do everything in the world. All I need to do is a teenager.
Their name is King James. Like, come on.
Because his name is LeBron.
His name is
James. His last name is James.
You can't run for the attention and get mad at the attention, no matter what the type of attention it is.
No, but
that's not the attention you're talking about.
But that's not the attention. Nobody, listen, Kobe called himself better than Jordan at 19 years old. Nobody expected Kobe to win 6 championships.
And if he did, that doesn't mean that it's a record.
Yeah, no,
like I'm saying, if
at 19, Kobe thought he was better than Michael Jordan. And then he said that I'm going to be the greatest player to ever play the game. And no one ever said Kobe had to win 7 championships for him to be better than Michael Jordan.
Because nobody paid Kobe no mind because of what his circumstances was. He was a guy shooting.
So now you're proving our point because Kobe was hyped coming out of high school just like LeBron was. They were hyped.
No, he was not. He was not.
Kobe was drafted out of high school. There's no hype in that. There's no hype.
Sebastian Telfair was drafted out of high school. There's no hype? You say he was?
Yes, there was hype on Telfair.
LeBron's expectation was higher. The hype was higher for LeBron, but that's what we're trying to tell you. That everybody put this hype.
He's
on
good
LeBron.
enough to have all these expectations. Then when he don't meet them, he's good because the expectation was given.
You know why you guys put that expectation on LeBron James? Because
don't say you.
No, because because you want him to win 7. So, but
no,
even
you just showed me a graph where they projected him to win 7.
So so when we asked you that 2 weeks ago as a rookie, how many championships would you expect him to be the greatest player of all time? When LeBron came in 2003, what was your expectation of championships that would have made him the GOAT?
I don't think we talked about championships. We just did expectations.
Okay, but I'm asking you now. All right, so I'm asking you now. In 2003, coming straight out of high school, the King James, the Chosen One title, Sports Illustrated cover, all of the ESPN games shown on TV. What would be the championships you thought LeBron James would needed to have won to be considered the greatest player and better than Michael Jordan?
See, well, for me personally, when I used to talk to my boys about it, we all, because a lot of them was Kobe and a lot of them was, most of us were Jordan. So it was, we say he had at least to have to catch up to Kobe and Jordan before even in the competition. Either 5 or 6 will put him
Kobe
up
had
there.
3, but Kobe had 3 then coming out of high school. So that's what I'm saying. Kobe didn't get 5 till later on. So that's what I'm saying. So it would have been 6. So that's what I'm saying. So LeBron had to win 6 NBA championships coming out of high school.
Yeah, because everybody was predicating off of what Jordan did. That's why Kobe got compared to Jordan. Everybody who came after Jordan is getting compared to Jordan.
I got you. But that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that LeBron James, the eye test, just from what you guys saw out of him, was enough to compare him to the greatest player at that time to ever play the game of basketball, and to the point to where you felt like he has to win 6 championships. That would be comparable to Michael Jordan. That would be what we see with my eye test at 18 years old.
I honestly thought he would be the closest person to Jordan. I believe that. I said, if anybody gonna take, because I grew up in New York, so of course I hated the Bulls. So I was like, if anyone could do what Jordan did or better, it's him. Like, we really, all of us thought that.
And the narratives is only titles.
That's what I'm saying. So, and that's the sad part about it. That's why it's
sad.
Because he shouldn't have to have. He should be able to still be considered in the GOAT conversation.
He is in the GOAT conversation.
No, but the reason you guys don't put him there is because of the 6 championships, and that's the bad part, because it shouldn't be that. It should be something else. You guys don't want to admit that. Why is it 6? He shouldn't have to win 6. Or it's 2011. So we can't get past those 2 things: him having 4 championships and losing to Dallas in 2011. And then the other thing, which is what you said, team hopping. These are the things that we have. These are the narratives that are used for LeBron James.
Because, like he just said, he won 3 championships with 3 different teams.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Horry did that.
Yeah,
he did it better than him. He won multiple with 3 teams.
He do it better than that. He got 0 Finals MVPs. LeBron actually led
Finals
MVPs.
No,
that's not the same thing. That's like saying Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen is on the same level because both of them are 6-0 in the finals. You don't use that because you say, well, Michael Jordan got 6 Finals MVPs. But when we say it, it's a different story. It's a different story every time we say it.
No, because
because you just did it. You just did it.
What do you mean I just did it?
I was going to go to MVPs. I would say Jordan, Horry has no MVPs. Horry doesn't have the.
We talk about titles. So Craig, in your mind, is Michael Jordan. What's the difference? What's the difference between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen being
the second best because of the final MVPs?
No, you just said Robert Horry did it better than LeBron James. So what is different between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen being 6-0? What's the difference? What's the difference between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen being 6-0? Are they on the same level?
The same difference Robert Horry and LeBron James have.
No, I want to hear it. I don't know what that supposed to mean.
Oh, if I can't use Finals MVPs, y'all can't compare.
You said you couldn't use it. You said I can't use Finals MVPs.
I said the reason why I got LeBron second because he has the second most finals.
Okay, I get you. What's the difference between Scottie and Michael Jordan being 6-0? What's the difference?
One scored more. He got more points in the finals.
Well, LeBron scored more than Horry. LeBron scored more than Horry. Well, look, he got more
So then again, Robert Horry did not do it better than LeBron using your own narrative. Since you don't want to use.
Hey, like I said, if I can't use final MVPs, y'all can't use final MVPs.
I mean, any metric you want to use, you said Robert Horry did it better than LeBron James.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, think about that, Craig. I mean, again, he did win 3 championships on 3 different teams, but he is a 4-time league MVP. He's obviously one of the best players that played the game.
That's a narrative. That's
what Brandon. No, it's not a narrative.
So winning 3, retiring, coming back, and winning 3 in a row again. That's a narrative.
That's great. No, that's a great accomplishment. The same way winning 3 championships on 3 different teams is a great accomplishment.
Okay, so we're gonna acknowledge some narratives. Then you can't be selective with your narrative.
No, we're not. Again,
you just use the narrative. All you had to say was he has 4 championships.
We don't.
You didn't have to bring in how many teams.
We don't need to talk about the negative aspects of either person's career to down the other to make the other one better.
I literally say he's the second greatest in my opinion.
You do when you say he played 20. It took him 20 to win 4, when it really took him 17. Right? These are the things that you guys do because
it's not a fact. It's a fact.
17.
It's 17 to win 4.
I know, but it's not a negative to be a 4-time champion in 17 years. It's not a negative.
But it's not being it's not better than being a 6-time champion at 13.
I mean, that's the same thing with the titles. Like you're relating the greatest got titles.
Okay,
so continue to do this.
Okay, so
you continue to do this, and you don't have Bill Russell as the GOAT.
How do you?
I don't understand it.
How do you use that? And then at the same time, what do you do when someone says, "Well, Bill Russell won 11 and 13"? Then So how is Jordan more? Is Jordan less impressive?
I just brought it up to you earlier. They got the same amount of playoff wins for their titles.
So see, now we're gonna bring up the playoff win. So
probably got more than both of them.
That's what I'm saying. You're using something different now.
In their
your argument keeps changing.
How is my argument? I said from 1990 from 1998.
No, because you're not going to use
they lost two playoff series. They lost two. How many playoff series LeBron lost? And that's 100 and something.
Playoff series now. Like you keep changing up what you're saying.
I said
you can stick to one thing.
I
First
said
Bill Russell, Bill Russell
in 13 seasons, he lost two playoff series and won 106 games. Jordan from 1990 to 1998 lost two playoff series and won 105 games and won 6. That's what I said.
So you're saying that winning 6 titles in 8 years is better than winning 11 titles in 13 years. That's basically what you're saying. You're saying winning 6 titles in 8 years is better than winning 11 titles in 13 years.
I'm saying the way to get the 11 championships would be equal amount to what you would have to do in the 90s. So if you had to win
the end result is 11 titles to 6. How can you continue to say that Jordan did it better than Bill Russell? I don't understand this. And then you say that 4 titles is not enough, while 6 titles is more than 11. You're jumping all over the place.
I didn't say 6 titles is more.
Between 2012 and 2020, right? LeBron James lost 4 series out of that, right? In within
2011 to what?
No, not 11. We're not counting 11. We're counting 2012.
2012.
Since he won, we're counting the championships, right? Since he won. Well, I mean, if he wants to count 2011 because he counted 1990, right? But count 1990, so that would be 5 losses, right? 5 series losses. But how many playoff wins does he have? He has more than Jordan and he has more than Bill Russell, but just the less championships. So you're going to give Jordan the credit for winning. Jordan is getting the credit for winning more playoff series and more wins, but the less championships. But LeBron has.
Mind you, I said 19. Just mind you, I said 1990 to 1998.
Yeah, so
1994, Jordan wasn't there.
He won 106 games and only lost 2 series. Between 2011 and
Jordan, not the Bulls. The Bulls had to play season.
Again, listen. All right, I'm gonna listen. Between what you did with Bill Russell and Jordan was this: even though Russell has the 11 championships, you stated that Jordan won more games. So the more games,
Bill Russell won. Bill Russell won 106. Jordan won 105.
Okay, so 105, but they only lost 2 series together. But Jordan won more series, correct? You said he had to win more series, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so LeBron James, within that same span between 2011 and 2020, won more playoff games, won more playoff series than Jordan, but that's the same span. You that's the span of winning championships.
Yes, 8 postseasons.
The 9 postseasons.
I'm talking about Michael Jordan. I didn't say Chicago Bulls.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. But no, okay, Bill Russell, between those 13 playoff series that he's had, remember, because you count all of his playoffs. You counted when he lost in 58, and you counted when he lost in 67. Those are the 2 series he lost. Between then, he won 106 playoff games. Jordan won more than him, not more championships. He won more series.
Yeah,
he won more series, and he won 1 less playoff game, but he has less championships. But you're equating that to be better than Bill Russell, right?
I'm not saying it is being better. I'm saying
because I asked you had to win. So that's what I'm saying. But I asked you, how do you trump the 11 and 13 years? You went to that.
No, I didn't say. I didn't. Oh, then I'm just mistaking your question. No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. Oh, if y'all thought that, I'm saying no. Oh, no. 11 is better than 6. I'm just saying
because you're
what
saying
he had to do.
No, you're saying the 6 and 13 is better than the 4 and 17. And I'm saying by that same logic, then the 11 and 13 should trump everything. So that's why we always bring up Bill Russell, because what you're trying to use to make Jordan better than LeBron makes Bill Russell better than Jordan. What we use to make LeBron the best player ever makes him better than Jordan and Bill Russell. That's what you guys don't understand. What you guys use to make Michael Jordan better than LeBron will not make Jordan.
I was just gonna say. Every time someone brings up Jordan accolades, they nitpick. So when you say 5 MVPs, well, Kareem got 6, but no one says that for LeBron. When y'all mention his accolades, no one says
No, because we use
what y'all say all the time.
because we use the accumulation of everything. Just you don't have to have 4 MVPs to be considered one of the greatest players ever. You could be Kobe Bryant with 1 and still be considered top 3. But the idea that you guys think that we don't do what you guys do, we don't say LeBron James is the greatest player of all time because he has the most all-star selections, but Kareem is tied with him, and we don't consider Kareem nowhere near it. We use the totality of everything. That's why everything is involved. We don't nitpick it. You guys do the nitpicking, and by your nitpicking, now we have to respond to this because that's what we're talking about now. You nitpick the amount of championships won and the amount of seasons. We're not going by that. So you're trying to use that.
No, because
that's a weighted factor. Is that a weighted factor in why you think Jordan is better than LeBron, that he won more championships in less years?
No, it's not.
Okay, so why would you bring it up? So why do you bring it up?
Because the show was about expectation and titles.
You bring it up every week. You said if LeBron had 7 titles, he would be the GOAT. Like, you continue to bring up titles as the main.
The show was about titles. What do you mean?
Adrian Knight said it best.
How many shows have we done where titles wasn't brought up and I haven't talked about titles? The show is literally about titles. Expectations. You expected to win a title.
It's not about titles. It's not about titles. But you bring it up all the time that titles is the main reason Michael Jordan is above LeBron James.
No,
it's the only reason you can think of.
No, it's not.
Well, why you always bring it up that LeBron has to win at least 7? You said he has to win at least what Jordan had. Make a topic
with no titles involved. You won't hear me mention titles.
You mention it every week about the titles. He hasn't won enough. He hasn't won enough. That's all you say. He hasn't won enough.
Yeah. I didn't mention it last week.
Bob Cousy did not win a Finals MVP, really. What's it called? Adrian said Bill Russell edges out LeBron and Michael. Yes, if you're somebody that uses championships to determine who's the best player, then there's no way Bill Russell is not your GOAT.
So you just can't use titles for Jordan. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
I just don't understand.
I've had people tell me Russell's their GOAT, and when I ask them why, they say 11 championships. There's nothing that is objective as you can get. I can't argue that. That's their objectiveness. Now I can argue why they're using championships, but that's their argument. At least they're sticking to it. And I guess they'll go down the line, which would be, I guess, Carr and then Kareem or whatever, Havlicek, if that's the case, unless MVPs come in afterwards. But the end of the story is championships do not make you the greatest player of all time, because if that was the case, Bill Russell.
So why are we talking about expectations then?
Because everybody brings up LeBron losing and why he was favored to win, and he had to help, and he should have won, because people keep saying he should have won more.
So you're saying you shouldn't have beat Orlando in 2009?
No, because they actually were a better team. They actually had a better team than them.
LeBron really has the best team in the league. Like, there's maybe 2 times that he had the best team in the league.
The competition. If you have the worst team and you can win 60-something games with the worst roster in the league.
No, that says a lot about how great LeBron is as a
player. Why we can't use that with Jordan when his team went 72? Because why he has a great team?
Because when he went 72,
you're a great team. If you're a good team.
Okay, in 2009, LeBron James had 1 player make the All-Star team as a reserve. In 1996, Jordan had an All-Star teammate, the 6th man of the year, the rebounding champ.
So you just mentioned All-Star.
No, I'm telling you.
Said all Cleveland had was 1 All-Star.
That's all they had.
And the Bulls had a ton of factors.
So that's why the Bulls won 72 games. I'm gonna give you a fact. In 1988, the Bulls winning 50 games is because of Michael Jordan. He was the reason why the Bulls were one of the best teams in 1988. You cannot mention no one else on that Bulls team besides Michael Jordan. They won 50 games because of Michael Jordan. And the Cleveland Cavaliers won 66 games because of LeBron James.
Not Shaquille O'Neal?
Shaquille O'Neal was on the 09 team. Yeah, no, he was on the 010 team.
He was
on the 010 team. Yeah, he was on the 010 team. It was that they got Jameson.
2009?
Nah, they had Ben Wallace in 2009.
Oh, NBA champion, a defensive player of the year.
You can say, hold on, you can say yes. You can say that because
he was what 5 years before that. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, no, but he was defensive player in 2007. I think a defensive player of the year 2007. So that was about 2 years before he got there. But still, he helped them. I'm not gonna say he helped them, but if you take him off, they probably still win 60 games, maybe not 66.
He probably was 66.
There you go.
He was a factor. He averaged. I think he
downplaying his teammates.
I think he averaged double-digit points that year, which is weird. But
I mean, he was an NBA. He had a veteran NBA champion on his team.
I agree with you, but Jordan had a veteran NBA.
Killed the next year. He had a 3-time Final MVP on his team.
Jordan had Artis Gilmore in the '88 Bulls, and he was a veteran, a very good veteran, a Hall of Fame.
You compare Artis Gilmore
to Ben Wallace? You don't know who Artis Gilmore is? You don't know who Artis Gilmore is?
I know who Artis Gilmore is.
Artis Gilmore would have won some Defensive Players of the Year.
See, now we highlighting. See, I confused.
But I'm just saying, Artis Gilmore.
It's like only Jordan.
In 2009, Ben Wallace played 56 a game, averaged 3 points and 6 rebounds a game. So, you know, they would have probably won 66 games with him. They would have probably won 66 with him.
He didn't win 66 games without him.
I can tell you what, the Bulls won 50 games because of Jordan 88, and the Cavaliers won because of
it's like only LeBron teammates that are trash. It's like everybody else that
no one said he was trash.
Against LeBron, you golden. If you play with them, you're trash. I always hear that.
I told you Jordan had help as of 1990. That was when he had his first original help. That's when Scotty.
Yeah, but the help was there. That same help you give credit to was losing with him.
No, because again, that 1990 team was different than the 88 team. I keep telling you that the 1990 team was better.
The 1990 no one brings up Cartwright. I always hear Pippen. No one brings up Cartwright and Stacey King.
I have to bring up Cartwright because Cartwright was a factor. Y'all act like Cartwright.
Why he don't be? So why it's only Pippen?
Brandon, look up Cartwright's stats before he joins the Bulls, please. Y'all act like Cartwright wasn't good. That's what y'all do. Y'all make it seem like
no, y'all do that because you only mentioned Pippen and Rodman. I never heard Cartwright name in any conversation. Now you bringing him up.
You know why I bring up Cartwright? Because he's a second pick overall. He was an All-Star in '81, okay, and he was a serviceable center in the late '80s, going into the '90s. And they traded Oakley for him. He was an integral part of the Bulls winning a three-peat. They needed
before he came to the Bulls. He was a 17-7 NBA player.
That's what Chris Bosh was. That's what Chris Bosh was doing for LeBron in Cleveland, and y'all was calling him an all-star and a legend. That's what Kevin Love was doing for him, and things. That's what he was doing before he joined Jordan.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Okay,
so that's why I bring up Cartwright. So that's what I'm saying. So Cartwright wasn't on the '88 team; he was on the '90 team. So that's why the Bulls were a better team.
And he lost in '90 with him.
I know that. I understand that. But I'm just telling you, they were a better team.
He lost with his help before they started winning.
So you mean to tell me Jordan lost in the NBA? I thought he was undefeated.
I just said he lost. He lost with the same team he won with.
So you could lose and still be great? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought if you lose, you're not great no more.
No, apparently you can lose. But you can't
lose. You can lose. Not the finals. No, you can lose, but not the finals. Okay, I get it now. So Bill Cartwright was undefeated. That's basically what you're saying. Gotcha. Yeah. So he was with Bill Cartwright. He never lost with Bill Cartwright.
He has a better record in the finals than Dwayne Wade.
He never lost.
Don't do AD. AD is 1-0.
That's true. AD is 1-0. Oh, Ralph.
Yeah. Ralph. Yo, what's going on, guys?
Craig has been drowning.
What's going on, man? Craig been arguing with us for 2 hours. That's what
the whole thing is about titles, and then as soon as he bring up the titles,
this is not about titles. This is about expectations.
Hold on. Wait. Listen, I got done with my event. I chimed in, and I see y'all going at it. I said, I can't let my boy Craig drown like this. Let me get up in here real quick.
See, I don't care if it's 15 minutes. Games. See, now they go into individual games.
Games. What you talking about? You just said Bill Cartwright wasn't good, and we just told that he was 17-7 before the Bulls.
Keep it 100 is bringing up Game 3 of 1986 when Jordan fouled out and he got swept, and in '87 he also got swept as well. That's what he's bringing up. But he's bringing up Game 3 where Jordan was inefficient, 9 of 30 from the field, and he got swept in '86. And then in 1988, Game 5. He did score only 4 points in the fourth quarter. That was another one. That was the infamous video that I made about Jordan meltdown in '88. But yeah, but again, we hear about the 4 points or whatever, not the 4 points, the Game 4 in 2011. We get the LeBron quit in 2017 or is it 18?
You talking about when he scored 8 points?
Yeah, in that game, but I'm talking about when they supposedly he quit on after the J.R. Smith thing. What was that, 2018?
Yeah, 2018.
Then people say that he quit on. He was supposedly he had.
He quit. He had 58.
No, we had people tell us he quit that game, and they said he quit.
No, he was mad because he didn't shoot the rebound.
Well, he quit. Oh, you talking about the one he quit in Boston where it was in Cleveland?
He said
in Boston, where he had like 29, 19, and 11. Something like it was a ridiculous stat line.
He did leave like halfway into the fourth quarter, if I'm certain correctly. They
were getting blown out. That was it. They were getting blown out, man. It was over. It was a wrap. No, Rondo was averaging like 22 points per game that series. They were killing.
Yeah.
No, that was in Miami. What you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about against Cleveland in 2010. In 2010, go look up the numbers. Rondo averaged like 20.
Yeah.
He was killing Mo Williams in that series. They couldn't do nothing with Rondo. Rondo was averaging ridiculous numbers. My computer just went dead on me, but he went ham that series. The Cleveland Cavaliers
talking about 2010
against Boston. That's when.
Bro was like, "I see you in 10 years."
You know what? No, Brandon brought up something. I didn't know Eddie Curry was on the 2010, 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your team. How you not gonna know that? That's your team.
Because he was the man on the last.
Because he didn't play.
He was on.
He didn't play.
But hold on. No.
I didn't know that.
No.
I forgot.
I'm a New York Knicks fan, and I can tell you the 15-man roster. If you're a Miami Heat fan, you better know that 15-man roster.
Y'all want to be Floridians real bad, man. Y'all even move down here.
No.
How you not?
Whatever.
What kind of Heat fan are you, man?
Yeah, you better know Eddie Curry was on that team, man.
Listen. I know we picked up some players, but I didn't Eddie Curry.
Like, that should have been. You should have been like LeBron got Eddie Curry a ring. That should have been one of your. He got dude on the Knicks. Right? That have been your whole thing.
He got Juwan Howard a ring. That's big. Juwan Howard got a ring because of LeBron James. So take that.
LeBron got a ton of people rings, way more than Jordan.
Hey, keep it 100. Thanks for dropping those bombs, showing us all those games Michael Jordan choked in, and people just don't give him no kind of. They don't give him.
I just said he lost. What you want me to make a?
Yep, in 1990, 55-win team. Everybody was upset at Scottie Pippen for Game 7, but Jordan got blown out Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Scored 31 points, and he didn't do nothing for his team. He didn't even try to shoot shots. He was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go gamble tonight." You're on the phone, Ralph. All right, well, look, we've gone long enough, Craig. Craig, you was a good sport. Craig, you was a good sport.
Nah, y'all ain't going to use narratives when y'all feel like using it. Y'all ain't going to use final MVPs when y'all feel like using it. Hell no, that is not happening. About, he got 4 final MVPs, Robert Horry. I bring up final. Oh, it's not about final MVPs.
Who said it wasn't about finals MVPs?
Y'all call alive.
Who said it wasn't about finals MVPs?
No, I'm just saying. Final MVPs. One is against final MVPs.
No, I said
using it versus Bill Russell because he wasn't able to get him. That's the only case he made.
Yeah.
No,
or against Kareem because Kareem had the same amount of championships. And you want to bring up the finals MVPs, which I was
okay then. And when I said that Robert Horry, what did he say? What did he say? Y'all need to speak before y'all get on live.
Yeah, no. He said no.
Because you said one or the other.
Because you was asking what makes Robert Horry's what makes LeBron James better than Robert Horry was the three things. That's what we used. The finals MVPs.
And when I used it, y'all, it's not about final MVPs.
You didn't say anything like that. I even remember y'all saying that. I probably was in the wrong.
I said that you want to use it. I said you want to use the finals MVPs, but then, I said Bill Russell can't be included in that category.
That's when I said the 3-point line. The teams didn't have 3-point lines back then.
That's true. But you
can't be good at something you didn't have available to you.
No, but the finals MVPs is why Brandon has Jordan over Kareem as well, right? So that's a part of it. I have Jordan in front of Kareem, part of it because of finals MVPs as well, even though I feel like Kareem should have 3 instead of 2. But he did
have 3. That's fine.
Yeah, but it
should have played that game.
He couldn't, his ankle.
Shit. Yeah, he was injured that game in 1980.
He got something here, they got the MVP.
And if we really want to go there, Bill Russell would have 12 championships. He sprained his ankle in the 58 finals, and that's why they lost that series. So
yeah, Bill. They don't name him for being like the MVP. He really is that whole Boston team. I don't know why people bring up Cowsey and Havlicek. They couldn't win nothing without Russell.
Well, that's because
they were just a playoff team before he even got there. So it's like he had the effect that Magic had with the Lakers.
Season. Like you could have a bad record and you was like literally defaulted in the playoffs.
Well, Cousy was a league MVP. Cousy was one of the best players in the league, but Bill Russell was winning when he got there. And when Cousy left, they thought he couldn't win without Cousy. He started winning without Cousy, and then
my point, like they couldn't do nothing without. That's why he's MVP. He's MVP of the league.
they did win 2 championships in the 70s and win 3 more in the 80s. So Boston, they didn't win as much as Bill Russell. They still won the greatest teams ever.
Red Auerbach got a lot to do with all those championships going through.
Yeah, and if Bird doesn't get injured and they don't lose, was it Reggie Lewis? Right, Reggie Lewis. If they don't lose Reggie Lewis, and didn't they have Len Bias too? Wasn't it Len Bias?
Yeah, Len Bias and Reggie Lewis.
So if they don't lose those guys, they probably win more.
Now you talk about the league wasn't cheating for the Lakers and the Celtics for them to get all those players like that. How you get
I agree.
Kareem,
I agree with you.
Magic.
David Stern became the commissioner of the NBA in January of '84.
How you draft a player before he even allowed to play in the league?
We're gonna listen to this. Listen to this. David Stern became the commissioner of the NBA in '84.
That's why Jordan couldn't win in the '80s.
The Lakers and the Celtics were predicted to be in the finals every year before that. They never made the finals until that year. They made the finals 3 out of the next 4 years. They made the finals to play against each other as David Stern. And between '84 and 2004, we had the most repeat champions. There was nobody who won repeat championships prior to that besides the Celtics and the Lakers in the 50s and the 60s. And then you only had after that was the Heat and the Lakers and the Warriors. But you had the Bulls, the Rockets, the Lakers, Detroit, and the Lakers won again. So you had and the Celtics. No, the Celtics didn't win back-to-back championships, but you had multiple championship teams during David Stern's era. So I do think David Stern was rigging championships, and I think it stopped after Donaghy because I think we would have got a Kobe and a LeBron finals.
That's what everybody. But because everybody was expecting it, they bet on the other team, and that's how they won.
No, because Donaghy got caught in 2007, 2008. The NBA had to change up a little bit. They couldn't rig games anymore, like they were rigging up games before. So Kobe and we didn't get the Kobe and LeBron championship. We would have got it. LeBron would have beat Boston in the Game 7. They would have made sure of it. That's my conspiracy theory. Yeah, that would have been my conspiracy theory.
And if that's the case, then Kobe and Shaq wouldn't have three-peated because they were supposed to lose to Sacramento in 2002.
That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, but let's get up out of here, guys. Thanks for joining us. It was a great show. Thanks everybody. Thanks for our subscribers. If you guys go ahead and join our membership, don't be afraid to join us. We got perks for you guys. We got shirts coming out. We got hats, merchandise for you. New material coming out on our channel. So check us out again. It's Goat James Kingdom. You guys have a great Sunday. Everybody enjoy themselves.
My bad, Craig. I couldn't come back in time, brother.
They ain't going to nitpick of which narrative we can use or not. We ain't going to nitpick of when we can use it or not.
Man, I wish
you going to use fighting MVPs. I'm going to use